stars align. Kelli Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her thought bubble we soar through the night, exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelli Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In her thought bubble we'll explore the unknown. A grand adventure like no other we've known.
Hey guys, it's me, Kelli. Come on in. I am so excited today. Because we are. Is that better? No. Oh, I'm really excited because what I tried to do, was it yesterday or the day before? I couldn't do it without you guys and feedback. I'm hoping to get. Okay, that used to happen in the past. Are they really like emailing me when I? No, that was just coincidental. Oh my gosh, when I did videos for years and years and years, every time I would start my video, it would email me that, hey, your live started. And every time I would think it was somebody like emailing me. Hey, Mary. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Kelli. I'm so glad someone's in the comments today. Are you sure up early this morning, or is it early where you are? Let's see, it's 7:30 here, so you've got to be somewhere that's ahead of this time. You're ahead of your time, Mary. You're ahead of your time. So I'm going to look at techniques, and yay! Happy I caught you live. I'm glad to see you here. Yay! I think you're gonna love this. Maybe more people will come in, but this might just be for you. This just might be the show for you. But yeah, if you've ever experienced clumsiness, and she's chewing on a bone, but she's happy right now, so we're gonna leave her alone. Clumsiness, no matter what you call it, even if you had a diagnosis for that, stuttering, see, handwriting, bad habits. I had to be careful how I wrote that. I had to write it in code. Bad habits. I think you know what I'm talking about. Because stuff you want to not do anymore. So there are some techniques that have worked with my clients that I'm hoping to share with you. And what reminded me was some TikTok video where they were showing the ADHD walk. Hey, how about we go somewhere else to chew on that that's not so loud? You want to bring that in your plaits? Let's try it in your plaits. We'll see if it's less loud over there. So, this ADHD walk, I'm like, I think this will work. Because when I had clients that were stuttering, I just saw this as a disconnect between this projection and the information that's projecting it. It just wasn't in sync. This is good news day because I got AI to make pictures for me to illustrate these concepts that I've been only, talking about and you imagine. So I've actually got pictures of these techniques. Bonus. So whatever is going on, clumsiness. Some people, there's a lot of terminology, and let me know what terminology you've heard. because it felt like I was just clumsy, clumsy, clumsy for a period of time. This is over a decade ago, and maybe even like 15 years ago. I just felt like I wasn't walking well. I didn't feel like I had control over my body. Like when I was doing stuff in the kitchen, it didn't feel like I could just go over there and chop the carrots. It felt like I don't even know how to describe what I felt. But somebody, some intelligent person, when I was trying to tell them about this, said, "Oh, that's called living outside of your aura." I was like, that makes no sense, but at least somebody has an inkling as to what's going on with me. Living outside of your aura. It's like, yeah, it's like your awareness. I can't remember the words they use. This is the best I can describe. It's like your awareness is not in the body, controlling the body. It's like your awareness is outside of your aura, even trying to control the body like a puppet. This is how this person described it. I was like, that's interesting. So I pull my awareness, if you will, like back into the body, which is not God bubble stuff. So be careful. Be careful. I pulled it back in the body and I regained my balance, my sense of, control with walking and just reaching and picking things up was becoming very difficult. It did. It felt like I was outside my body trying to control my body and it wasn't working well. So after that happened, anytime I feel like this is really hard, physically to do, today I do a letting go and allowing technique instead of putting my awareness back in the body. And I allow everything to sync up. Stuttering. And we're going to go through some exercises, you guys, and see if it works or not on you. See if I remember how to help people. Stuttering. This is so cool, and I've got an activity that we're going to do. You guys that stutter or that have anything along those lines, the information is going at such a speed when people stutter. It's going faster than the body is able to process and speak. That's it. That's it. And when people are under stress, the thoughts go crazy and stuttering is worse. I hope this is helpful, you guys. I've had people that stuttered have one-on-one sessions with me, and we kind of play around with the speed of their thoughts. And then when they're in sync, there is zero stuttering. Now, you don't sync them up. You allow it to sync. We're over here pushing and pulling and in an unhealed state. Or am I just talking? I'm probably just talking about myself today. Sorry about that. Hope you can relate to this. So yeah, the stuttering, the stuttering is just a speed of the mind. Remember, we are in the matrix. We are in the matrix. So we've got a speed of the mind going on here. Now, handwriting. And if you want to, in the comments, you can put something like, oof, if it's something like this, please talk in code. They're white. You can buy them at the store. You can buy them at gas stations. They go in the mouth, and you light the end on fire. Okay, do you know what I'm talking about? That's why we put habits in here. That's why we put habits. So if there's something like that going on, or something else that's very difficult to stop doing, these techniques work for that as well. Because these are just programs, and that's it. Programs that are running right now. And when you remove those programs, wanting to put a stick in your mouth and set it on fire just doesn't even make sense anymore. It makes no sense anymore. And what are we doing typically? Trying to relieve stress. When I did my research on stick lighting in the mouth, It's not the ingredients, which there's 100,000 plus ingredients we won't talk about. But nicotine is a stimulant, and it helps with focus. So how in the world can you go out there and relax while lighting a stick on fire? You guys know I'm using code words, right? So I saw it wasn't as much the focusing benefits of nicotine, but it was slow deep breathing for a period of time, stopping, slowly deeply breathing. Now while they were slowly deeply breathing, they're filling the lungs up with stuff that I don't know if I'd like in my lungs, but it's still slow deep breathing. And we don't think about stuff like that, right? But if you'd like to go through a technique, we'll do the technique for that as well. Again, if you want to put in the comments if there's some kind of a habits, we'll call them habits, or anything going on. Now on the handwriting, again, it was a sinking thing with the handwriting. This little girl, I'm trying to remember her age. I don't remember her age. If it was around fifth grade, sixth grade, I'm trying to remember. But she came with horrendous handwriting, hoping that these methods would help her handwriting because she had gone through years of occupational therapy, and the beginning handwriting looked about the same as years later in occupational therapy. So it's like, well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get this mind's eye under control. And that's what most of this is. The mind's eye is all over the place. So we're not paying attention to the body as much. Think about ADHD and the ADHD walk. The ADHD walk, I can't do it sitting down, but you'll be walking straight through a room, no matter what the obstacles are, and your head always stays in place, and the body will move around while the head stays stationary, and the body will move around the objects. I didn't realize this was like an ADHD walk, and I raised a child who was, we didn't realize it at the time, but was autistic, definitely an ADHD diagnosis. And that's how my child walked through the house. Is the head stays in one place like a gyroscope, like a chicken, and then the body goes around furniture and obstacles and people and all. You don't change your course. You go straight. It was the ADHD walk, and I was like, "Oh my god, I I can help people who have the ADHD walk with these techniques." That's what was so exciting. But the writing, same difference. Our mind's eyes all over the place because let's just call it high intelligence or high capacity. The mind's eye is all over the place. Thinking in pictures. You've got word thinkers and picture thinkers. Remember when they were talking about some people have an internal dialogue and some do not? Some people think in words, they don't see pictures in their mind. I think we're talking about non player characters, just saying. And then you got picture thinkers. And I did a whole show. Go back and watch it. It's amazing. Was it 6,700? The Dyslexic Mind. It's got numbers. I know it's around 6,000 something on the. I think it is. You guys, I forgot on the title. It's absolutely amazing, and it shows how the mind works, how information is processed, how fast it's processed. So we're dealing with the mind, just the matrix. Ultimately, we're letting this go. But if you don't understand what you're letting go of, it's kind of hard to let go of it because you don't realize how it works. It works a certain way. And you're like, well, it's been this way my whole life. Well, now we're pointing it out so you can let go of it. Okay, well, someone's leaving. It sounds like they need breaks, but my brakes did that the other day. It was just some weird humidity factor or whatever. My brakes were squeaking, and then they weren't squeaking after that. So, wasn't that cool? But once she got the student, once she got her mind, I'm so sorry about all of that sound. Once she got her mind's eye in place, then her handwriting improved, and in 3 days, it looked like what you should have seen in 3 years of occupational therapy. I'm so sorry that was this brake squeaking about to drive me nuts. I hope he hooks up on the first try. Oh my gosh. So I think I've got copies. Let me go to the shed and see. I think I've got a lot of this information and this material in storage in the shed. Let me see if I can find it. I've got copies. I didn't take the originals, but I've got copies of her handwriting and how she improved in 3 days after getting her mind's eye in place. So, this is the basics for dyslexia. Dyslexia is like the umbrella for everything else. So, locking that mind's eye in place is important for functioning properly in the third dimension when you want to, and then letting it go when you want to. Because that mind's eye being all over the place, if you're neurodivergent, you're going into all these other dimensions and so forth. So the techniques, let me see if I can find my pictures. This is really exciting. Before we do that, let me show you these QR codes real quick. You can always go back and like stop the video. Here's my favorites on Amazon. Please check this out and let me know if I actually got the book on here, The Gift of Dyslexia, because I was hoping to link you to the book that inspired me and started all of this by Ronald Davis, The Gift of Dyslexia. That's not necessarily what we're doing today, but it really opened up everything for me to see life from the eyes of someone who's autistic, who is able to access multiple dimensions, and then came out of the autism, whatever that means. Grew out of it as he got older, but I think they would call it like nonverbal. And he was in his own world, but 100% aware of everything around him, just not able to communicate with it. So, in other words, when he was older and he no longer had autistic symptoms and he could talk and he got his PhD and everything, then he was able to describe what it's like being autistic. And it was absolutely fascinating. It's like I could relate to it so much. And it's like, gosh, I think I'm autistic. At the very least, dyslexic. Probably autistic, the way that he described it. But because he lived in this world and was able to access all of this stuff for so long, when he became verbal, I guess, he was able to help a lot of people. So I want to give Ronald Davis full credit and let you know that he's got a licensed product out there. It costs tens of thousands of dollars to get licensed, to go and help people and charge them money. He's got a program that you can do at home with your kids, no license required or whatever. But if you're going to go out in the public and they're going to pay you, he's got a licensing program. So I want to make sure that all of that's clear, legally. so before we do this, that Ronald Davis's work inspired what I do. Now I took his work, which was good, and I saw where there could be improvements, like the trigger words. I put in the order that you see them the most in writing. So he had them in some random order, and I'm like, if you're wanting people to have success faster, what word do you see written in the English language more than all the other ones? Well, let's do that word first. What's the second most common word in the English language that's on this list? And do that second. So I changed the order, then I added a bunch of words to it. It wasn't enough words. I added words to it, put it in a different order, and yeah, yeah. So I improved the program where it worked better and it worked faster. But his program's still great. It's going to help your child. But man, I had this down. I got it down with math and English and so forth, and got to experiment on thousands of kids and adults. And then when I went to YouTube, I experimented on you guys. I mean, I'll let you know before we started, I'm experimenting on you. But I experimented on you guys, on tens of thousands of people, and got positive feedback from this. So hopefully this is helpful to you. So the techniques that we're going to be using, again, if you want to click on this, please look for the Gift of Dyslexia. I think I've got it on the list. I don't know. I did it 3 times, and I don't think I did it right. so, so please let me know. Please let me know. Because it's going to be the same price, whether you click my link or you go find it yourself. It's going to be the same price. I tried to get the best price out there. It's just I get like 47 cents when you do this. So thank you. Thank you for the 47 cents if you follow my link and you buy from me. It's not going to increase the price 47 cents. It's just money that Google was going to get. Or, I'm sorry, Amazon was going to get. And I get it. That's it. You pay the same price. So thank you for buying stuff through me. Thank you so much. It helps me to be able to sit here and keep talking to you. So these techniques that we're going to use, do you guys feel good about this and have kind of a basic idea of where we're going with all of this? I've got AI pictures. They're not perfect, but it's going to give you a really good idea of the visualizations that we're going to be doing with these activities. So no matter if you're dealing with clumsiness or an ADHD walk, I guess clumsiness, I was thinking of other examples, but it would be just clumsiness under that one. I will take these, let's go one by one with all of these things and do activities. If there's anything that it's like moking cigarettes, code word day. I don't know if that's okay to talk about on YouTube. So moking cigarettes. If something like that's going on, or if you're addicted to pickles, whatever, just put something in the comments, and I can do this specifically with you. If we're dealing with clumsiness, like, hey, I tried to load the dishwasher and half the dishes end up on the floor. While I'm loading the dishwasher, Kelli, I can't walk through a room without tripping over my own feet. I don't have any awareness over my body and stuff. I'm hitting about 4 or 5 things today, you guys, not just one. I thought I was going to do it on the ADHD walk. That's what inspired me when I saw the ADHD walk. It's like, people don't have to live that way. You guys with ADHD, you don't have to walk that way. It's going to take us a teeny bit amount of effort, but you don't have to keep living. I'm about to cry because I know how awful it is. You don't have to keep living life the way that you've been living it. And with a focusing technique, that's it. It's visualizations and a focusing technique, period. Now, there's a lot of systems out there that will put you on computers and machines that will do something very similar to this, like biofeedback or biometrics and stuff. This, you don't need any fancy equipment for this, just that place called imagination. And that's it. That place called imagination, and yeah, we can get to work. For sure. So yay! Marilys is ready. So when we're looking at the writing in particular, because that's the picture, AI decided to give me a writing picture. So we're looking at this writing. It's not synced up. You guys, this technique, it works for anything. Like, if you get on a bicycle and you're just too unsteady and you can't ride it, um, if you um, if you can't play tennis because you can't hit that ball, or pickleball's real popular these days, or pickleball, baseball, or it's like you kick towards the soccer ball and you just can't make contact. You can't haul into the ball like she does so well. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, oh my gosh, did I accidentally say that? Oh, it's terrible that I misspeak at times. Go do your own research. Look at pictures without the shirt. And you're going to learn a lot about Holland. But you didn't know. No wonder everybody's dressing Holland up in a wig. It's like, you would make a really pretty. Oh, I mean, you would make a girl. At first, it's like, what is this thing? And then it's like, ooh, you can kick that ball. Ooh, you are sexy. Oh, they're kicking that, and then you're like, after you get over it, you know how sexy it is to kick a ball in a fallen angel kind of way. If you're following me, if you're picking up what I'm laying down, you guys, the angels are both genders here. Just saying, we're kind of confused about, wait, is this men or women's? They even talked about declaring themselves female and playing, like all the other men do that play women's sports. Have you guys ever looked at these sports teams that are like women's basketball? And you're watching it and you're going, women's basketball. Wait, I'm sorry, that was W? Women's basketball. I don't know about that. And did they make a big deal out of somebody in some obscure race in some obscure school? Like, that's the only time it happens. It's like, no. So you guys excited? I'm so excited. So clumsiness. And this is one of Ronald Davis's techniques. So to get more information on it, please go consult Ronald Davis. And is it like ronalddavis.com, something like that? And the Gift of Dyslexia. And get the book, because the book was an easy read for me. It took about 6 hours. And I was at a place where I hadn't fixed anything yet. Like, reading comprehension was really difficult. And he wrote his book in a way where there was no problems with someone that had dyslexia reading it. I mean, he did like a pure genius move there. So I read The Gift of Dyslexia thinking the book was written about me. Everybody that reads that thinks that the book was written about them because they can relate to it so much. So I encourage you to buy his book, get his proper technique and how he does it. Again, I've refined it. I've made it, more digestible. I put it in a form where you get faster results and so forth. So, but his core program, he's got a lot of manipulatives that I think are wonderful. Here's a big deal about his manipulatives and why I like them. And we were using some of his Where's my? Oh, grief. I'm trying to find my dry erase board. Oh, here we go. Okay, this. Let me give you an example before we go through the activities. So let me see if I can find my. Oh crap! Oh, where is my? There it is. Dry erase marker. I've got my office organized over here. It's just hard to read sometimes, especially after you have a dog jogging accident. Everything's hard to read. One of my friends, was talking about, I've got to charge something, and they're like, well, use your charge pack. Hey, here. She's about to, yay, arcade. I couldn't reach it. I couldn't get on my knees to reach over there. It's like everything hurt. I can reach it all now. Hey, now I really don't want to close that door because I'm enjoying the nice, cool morning air, and I'm in the mountain by the Arkansas River. I mean, this is beautiful air. There's no lines in the sky. Wait, have you ever seen real clouds? You guys, these look like real clouds. Those look like real clouds. Okay, this is why I like Ronald Davis's manipulatives. I should have put those for sale. Let me see if I can go find them on Amazon so you can get the manipulatives and I can make 47 cents. Let's erase this. Change your story. Okay. These were ideas for shows, and I decided not to do them. I don't have my alcohol to help clean this off. Oh, good grief. All of this to draw a picture. I could get AI to do a picture. Or I could just direct you to, there we go, to Ronald Davis and his manipulatives. And then you know what it looks like after you look at that. Hey, let me by memory recreate Ronald Davis's system and tell AI about it and get a picture. Good luck. Okay, this is what I like about Ronald Davis's manipulatives compared to the regular manipulatives for math. And I'm going to do something that's just really simple. It's not going to be a perfect circle, but we'll go from there. So you've seen like a circle, and we're teaching fractions. And we've got like 1/4, 1/3, 1/6, 1/8, and so forth. And you show how you can put 2 quarters, or I'm sorry, 2 quarters and a half, and 2/8 and a quarter, and they're little pieces of pie that have like 1/8 and all. Those manipulatives are what I'm talking about. So what will happen with the manipulatives of the average of math manipulatives out there to teach the concepts of math? What will happen is this blank place, like they're putting the pie charts together, and they take out, let's just say a quarter. Like right now it's an 8. So I'll do 1/8. I'll show you how the regular manipulatives work. Hold on. 1/8. I'm trying to do it actually like the manipulatives. 1/8. Puppy, I can't babysit you, puppy. Go to your plats. Yeah, go to your plats. I'm really sorry I can't babysit you right now. All right. So you've got this idea of, we've got 8s. Those are 8 if you can't see it. We've got 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. Do you guys remember this from school? So the regular manipulatives, what they do is, okay, we take out this piece and show that it's not there. And then we've got 7/8 of a whole. Now, somebody that's neurodivergent, ADHD, dyslexic, fill in the blank, can't process this blank space. It's no longer a whole. It's no longer 7/8 of a whole. Does that make sense? Because there's no placeholder for right here. It's blank. And that does not make sense in the mind of someone who's dyslexic. It makes no sense. So what Ronald Davis does, instead of, I'm going to take 1/8 away, I'm going to take that little piece, that little pie piece, and I put it over to the side. Instead of that, he has the other side colored black. I'll fill it in and show you what it looks like. So now, oh God, that's a huge 1/8. It's not going to be solid, you guys. get as close to solid as possible. Because there is some huge airplane flying overhead. It sounds military. God, it's rumbling the ground. I'm going to try and peek without upsetting Puppy. Hey, Puppy. Okay, it's not a regular airplane. I know. What is that? Oh, it's military helicopters. It's not an airplane. I'm like, that's a weird sounding airplane. There's multiple ones. Wow. I know they're loud, Puppy. Okay, go in your plants. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. So it's like, good job, Kelli. Can't tell an airplane from a helicopter. What's a bunch of them? It's like vibrating the ground. Oh, it's weird. So Ronald Davis's manipulatives and why I like them is it fills in. Like you flip it over and the other side is black. So now it looks like a hole. Now it makes sense to the brain. 7/8 makes sense to the dyslexic brain now. Where when you've got a blank place, it does not. It does not. It's like, well, what do I fill it in with? It's like this blank space in the hole. It should be whole, but it's not. And so when the mind goes into a place of confusion, especially the genius mind, it just starts making everything up and creating stuff. That's why you can have worlds and worlds and worlds in your mind. That's what you mean with confusion. And so the dyslexic mind in an atmosphere for programming is not going to do well. It's not going to do well at all. So for clumsiness, ADHD walk, stuttering, getting over habits, handwriting issues, we're all dealing with the same thing. Now the idea and the Ronald Davis method teaches this. I don't know if, exactly like I do, but again, if you want to know the original method that inspired me and the work that I've done over a decade, creating curriculum for school and so forth. Whew, sun's starting to come out. I tried to do this early so I didn't have to turn on the air conditioner because the air conditioner is like so loud. You guys. So let me put up pictures while I'm doing this. So we've got the idea, let's say, of handwriting. And you're sitting there trying to write with symbols that don't make sense. So we've got to disconnect in the first place. These symbols don't make sense. And then we get into all the dyslexia stuff. So one thing that Ronald Davis teaches and is something that has been very helpful when people are attempting to interact with the third dimension better. Because what is autism? You know, what is autism? Is I'm not interacting with the third dimension very well. So how can I shut off all this other stuff so I can interact with the third dimension better? And that's getting control over your mind's eye. Ronald Davis calls it the mind's eye. If you want to call it that place called imagination. And then when I show you the next picture, you're going to go, wait a minute, Kelli's been teaching this the whole time. Am I really a projection of the eye? Now, I'll tell you this. When I was in Florida, you guys, when I was in Florida and a scary thing happened when one of my fans found me and wanted to hold on to me. No, I got hurt. They weren't holding on to me to hurt me. They just liked me too much. So when that happened, that scared the crap out of me. And holy shit. That scared the crap out of me. And when it happened, it was a huge trauma. I mean, there's all kinds of traumatic things that happen in life, but some of them will make your mind snap. And that was one of those moments that scared the crap out of me. And it was like instant terror. And so when because I was just sitting there. I was sitting there with my feet propped up, and this person came and grabbed at my feet, grabbed towards my feet, and they grabbed my feet. And so I pulled. I yell no, and there was so much. I don't even know my feelings. It happened so fast. But there was a big, this isn't going to happen. Whatever is in your mind that's going to happen isn't going to happen, no matter what. That kind of force. Kind of like, no, no till the end of time. And when I did that, you guys, and this is why I've got that plasma state workshop that you can get in the members section, $6.99, and you can have access to the plasma state workshop. Go do it. Go do it. $6.99 a month. Then I've got all my workshops there, and I'm doing more workshops. I just did one, 2 or 3 days ago, another workshop. And I'm going to be doing more. So go sign up for that. But man, I panicked. I was like, no! And my mind's eye, me, I didn't know what to call it at the time. Is this me? I came out of my body. Sounds more like awareness, doesn't it? My awareness came out of the body and was like above and behind, because I was sitting right in front of my house. And so my awareness was like inside, looking, well, there were happened to be windows right there, looking through the windows down at Avatar Kelli, sitting in the chair with some crazy man grabbing her feet. It's like, my feet must be sexy. Probably not. So in that moment, my mind's eye popped into that place above and behind. So that seems to be a natural place where we sit in this projection, is a similar place that they show in the video games. Either you're from the position of looking through the eyes of your character and seeing the hands and so forth. Am I saying that properly? Gaming people, please help me with the terminology. Or these positions. Or a position that's right behind your character, above and behind your character, looking down on your character that's running around doing stuff in the video game. Those are the two perspectives that I have seen, is from that person's eyes, or above and behind, looking down at the video game character that you're controlling, playing the game. So this is where my awareness, I guess, naturally went to when I got out of my body. It naturally went to that place, looking down at the situation, and could see everything, everywhere. This is the genius of Ronald Davis, because he spent so much time in other dimensions. I'm not sure if that's how he worked. Read his book. Go buy his book. Go click on my. Give him my 47 cents, please, and go read the book. I hope it. Please check my link, you guys, to see if I did it properly. And I put the Ronald Davis book here on Amazon. And thank you for the 47 cents that Amazon gives me. It's probably not. It's probably 27 cents. Oh, go read his book and see what he says. But that's what inspired me. That is what inspired me. So during this incident, which is none of these pictures, but I'll just randomly do this one. This is not what happened, but this will show you. Where suddenly I was looking, your mind's eye is one position. Your mind's eye is not mind's eyes, like you got two eyes. Think about it. Think about it. Everything is created here from an eyeball. Even the biblically accurate angels have eyeballs everywhere. This is a toroidal field that has created an experience. So what happens is, in this limited experience that we're having in these avatars, during a time of trauma or otherwise, if you go out of the body, you start observing the body, typically from above and behind. That's very natural that you're playing this game from a gaming position. So when I was traumatized, I got in this position. So let's pretend like where the eyeball is. That's where my awareness is. So I'm looking around at the forest. Let's pretend like we're there and this has happened here instead of in Florida. It's definitely not trees like that in Florida. So, well, some places have trees like that, but anyway. So I'm looking around, and it looks very similar to the pictures I showed you when. Hold on. I'm going to show you what the plasma state looks like from your point of view, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Yes, it's yes. So I'm going to click on a couple before I get to the right one. I'm sure this is something else I was talking about, but it was like, this is why I feel okay. This puppy, are you all right? What are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. So you see how everything around looks warbly. It's the best I could describe it. Like, look over there to the right. That's what it looked like. So when I went out of my body and I was above and behind my body while this random fan that found me and just grabbed my ankle and my foot that was propped up. I was sitting outside. This is what suddenly, not from this perspective, but this is what the world looked like on the right. That's what it looked like. Everything. The avatar, everything. You could tell it was created from plasma. That's what it looked like from that perspective. Here we go. From this perspective. So when you practice, again, Ronald Davis has a step by step on how to do this and to practice and to get better at it. Go check out his books and his manipulatives, and he does math, English. I mean, he's got a good system down, and he's helping people. So I encourage this. But this is basically, if you live your life like this, observing yourself from above and behind on purpose, when it's like, I'm not interacting with the world very well. And then you do this, all of a sudden, everything kind of fixes itself. Hope he's getting upset over here over what's going on outside. Let's see, the neighbors are gone. What you getting on? Oh, she can see through the crack of the door. Hold on. Come here, puppy. I gotta close the door. I know. I'm doing a broadcast, and this is exhausting, even when I'm not doing a podcast. Yeah, excuse me. Let's go over here. So let's just, I don't even see what she's seeing. Girl, there's nobody even out there. Seriously, is it the flag? Are you upset about the flag waving? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Excuse me. I mean, I can give you some hugs, but I gotta sit down first. Okay, get down. Oh my God. Oh, good grief. The difference between having children and a dog, when they step on your foot, it's not as bad when a dog steps on your foot all the time. It gets a little old with the kids. Okay, I'm back. So if you go through your life kind of like this, watching yourself from above and behind, everything starts to work out. It's easier to read. It's easier to write. It's easier to chop vegetables. It's easier to walk through a room. It's easier just to do just about anything when you're observing this avatar. And this, this is a practical Ronald Davis thing that is so good for letting go and allowing. This is kind of like letting go of the body, of all of this, of all the other dimensions and everything, and observing yourself from above and behind, which to me, in my experience, is basically how this experience is designed. So, hi there. Hi, Brian. Oops, what did I do? Good morning. Yay. Good to see you, Brian. I was so excited. I tried to do this yesterday or day before. I've lost track of time, you guys. I think it was yesterday. I tried to do this, and then I did it so early in the morning. There was nobody in the comment section. And I just found that I couldn't do these techniques without a live audience giving me feedback. So I apologize for the video yesterday. I really did try, but I just couldn't do it. Hmm. The Kelli admitting failure. I left the video up. so this is an amazing place to be. So you guys, what would you like for me to start with first? Because we can do several things that I do. I've got one-on-one appointments that I can do with you guys. This is what I do. The workshops that are in the members section, $6.99 a month. You guys, some of the workshops were hundreds of dollars when we started, and then I was able to put them out like $35, and now I put all of them under the $6.99. So all these workshops I've been talking about, you can take all of them. The ones, well, do what you want, but the ones that I think are going to be amazing is the plasma workshop. And please check and let me know if I got the sparkling star on there. If I did not get the sparkling star, let me see if I can get it on there today. The money manifestation one, it's 2 parts. It's worth every second that you do this money manifestation workshop. Oh, you guys, when you start doing it, like anything, it's like, oh, Kelli has us letting go of money. That makes no sense. And then when they're through, they're like, my whole life improved, Kelli. Not just my finances, but my entire life improved. Wow. when you go to a money manifestation workshop and the first thing you do is let go of money. We let go of money. Isn't that cool that that works? It's just letting go and allowing. Letting go and allowing. So do you guys have any preferences? Do you want to start with like clumsiness? Do you want to start with that? With the clumsiness? And there's several visualizations. I'll go through some pictures that AI helped me to generate for this. And so if you want to start with habits, if you want to start with a focusing technique for that, what about writing? Getting in sync, where your writing skills are better. Stuttering. Anybody in here have a loved one who stutters, or it's something that you might be dealing with? We can do an exercise for that. Clumsiness. Where do you want to start? Do you care? Which one do we start with? Because I want to make sure that if there's someone here and it's like, Kelli, I just, I put that stick in my mouth and I light it on fire, and I do that several times a day, and like all I'm doing is just trying to relieve stress. Like, how can I stop doing that? And then we can do that one first. If it's in the habits section, please be careful how you write it. Please write in code, just in case with YouTube. Oh, hi. Hi there. Hey, Shay and Brian and Garza. What do you want me to call you, Garza? Garza 3, or I could call you 3. So any preferences where we start with activities? I'm glad you guys are here. Slow, deep breathing to start out with. Slow, deep breathing. Have you guys been present at all today? I'm kind of realizing I haven't. I'm sitting here blaming it mentally on Puppy, but it's not Puppy, is it? No. No sound. Okay, you guys, let's check this out. It looks like from my end there's sound. Does anybody else? Like, you cannot hear me. I haven't had it. Oh gosh, I understand. Oh, thank you, Brian. Sometimes it depends on your device, and they can't hear me right now. Like, if you leave and come back, sometimes it fixes the sound with people. Like, they'll go away, and when they come back, they're like, "Oh, I've got sound now." That happens, and that's. Oh, thank you, Angela. I was like, you fixed it. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's like leaving and coming back. Something. It's like let me charge you for my technical advice. Turn your computer off and turn it back on. That will be $150, please. That's how it feels when you get your computer work done. It was like, how did you know to get to all those parts of my computer in there? I didn't know they existed. Okay. So late night eating and so forth. So we're looking at, there's something going on with late night eating. And whatever technique that we do right now is temporary. And remember that. But what we're doing is we're stopping the cycle. We're stopping this cycle with it. So eating late at night or smoking cigarettes or anything like that. These habits. So let's look at this. What is going on? Are we trying to comfort ourselves emotionally? Again, I don't want to just blame it on parasites because then, let's do a parasite cleanse. But then we don't heal. Parasites come back. And where do parasites come from in the first place? Parasitic energy. So we're dealing with an energy in the first place. And we're dealing with programs. That's the good news. That's the good news. So we're going to do an activity, and it's a visualization. And that's it. We're going to visualize something as a focusing technique. And for lack of knowing where to start, because you can make up all of this stuff yourself. But if you don't know where to start, I'll give you an example of a visualization and go from there. Don't make your visualization too complicated because you'll kind of forget what you're doing. Because until I was like, I'm going to put everything I'm going to visualize a God bubble assistant. And I'm just going to throw everything in there. And then I'm like, what if my God bubble assistant looked like Brad Pitt? Because she is so pretty. And so I visualized a Brad Pitt. I thought it was a man at the time, but anyway. And I got all distracted because I was like, it's Brad Pitt. So we got to talking. And then I'm like, God, we're not even compatible. Yeah, I've so lost interest in you now. And then it was like, wait, I was doing an activity. So if you turn the God bubble into like Brad Pitt or something, you're going to get really distracted. I mean, do it and find out for yourself, but don't let me keep you from having fun. But while you're slowly, deeply breathing, do you want to find a place to lie down, to get comfortable, where you can relax every muscle, every ligament, every tendon? You can even relax the tips of your hair and your fingernails. Relax everything just by letting go of it. It's like, well, Kelli, how do I start this? I don't know. Start at the top of your head, go to your feet for lack of a place to start. Let's start there. You breathe in, you acknowledge the top of your head. Do we judge it or say, hey, you're awesome? No, it's there. The top of my head exists. Oh, yeah, it's kind of tense, but I'm not going to beat myself up for it. And then we let it go. And then we feel it relax, the top of the head. This is becoming present. Isn't this cool? It feels good while we're being present. Because man, we're all over the place. We're in all this information in the present moment is the only thing that exists. In the present moment, running programs that are labeled past and future. So when we just start to acknowledge the body, because we forget it's there, it's kind of in the way sometimes. So, I'm trying to get to my stress. This body's in the way. So you breathe in, let's acknowledge the forehead. It's like not wanting to go into the future. When we breathe out, we let it go. The eyes. We don't realize how tense the eyes are. We breathe in, we acknowledge the eyes. Yep, my eyes exist. Then we breathe out, we relax. Anything dealing with the eyes is on the level of I don't want to see, I'm afraid to see. Aren't you glad you're here? If anything, just to be more present. is to slow down those thoughts. And I'm about to give you some visualizations for some techniques. It's exciting. Breathe in, acknowledge the jaw. Don't let me slow you down if you're already at your belly button. Just keep going. Breathing in, acknowledging, breathing out, letting it go. And when we let it go, we don't push it through our breath to leave the body. That's pushing and pulling methods. We just let it go, and it might go out our right ear. Who knows? None of my business. I'm sitting here observing all this stuff that I'm holding on to leaving the body. It's good news day, by the way. It's good news day. Everything's good news. So the jaw. You breathe in and you acknowledge the jaw. It's like, oh yeah. Ouch. Oh, it's sore. Oh, that's repressed anger. It's good news day because now you know what to let go of. Now you know what's going on. Your body's been talking to you, but you've been sitting there massaging your muscles, taking some pills so it doesn't hurt anymore. Instead of going, I think I'm repressing anger. What am I angry about? Because it always starts with fear, and then anger comes after fear. There's a fear there. I think I'm in denial. Might be in denial. It's okay. It's okay. We're just going to let it go. We're not going to worry about how to fix it. Nothing. We're just going to let it go. Our body hasn't felt this good in a long time. The throat. Breathe in, acknowledge the throat. Breathe out. Let it go. That's communication. Breathe in, acknowledge the chest. That's sadness and grief. Let it go. How did all that leave the body? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't shoot it through my head like a torrential field in a flow. Think about that. If there is a flow in one of the levels of existence, but if you're pushing it through a flow, then you're keeping yourself stuck on that level, and you're never going to heal. If there's a part, it's like, Kelli, it's not gone. Do it again. Do it twice. Do it thrice. It's wonderful that you're taking time for yourself. Good for you. I'm so proud of you guys. Stomach. Oh, that's where the fear is. Oh, we found it. We're just going to acknowledge it, let it go. Oh, and the shoulders. Up here is burdened and overwhelmed. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start with the neck. On the side. Stubborn. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Stubbornness on the sides of the neck. It's okay. It's okay. The back of the neck is blame and bitterness. And it goes way beyond that. You guys go look it up on Google. Like the back of the neck, spiritual meaning. Sides of the neck, spiritual meaning. The throat, spiritual meaning. Or it's like laryngitis, and we've got a diagnosis. Laryngitis, spiritual meaning. Sore throat, spiritual meaning. Always clearing the throat, spiritual meaning. It's burdened and overwhelmed. The squishy part of your shoulder. And then the caps, that's perfection. I tried really hard, but I never attained it. Did you guys ever attain perfection? If I did it for like a microsecond, and then it was gone. That never worked out for me. Oh, biceps. We got anger again, coming from fear. The elbows. Having to elbow your way through life. Making things harder than they have to be. Thinking that you have to work to exist. Elbows. Forearms, frustration. So just breathe in, acknowledge the forearms. Breathe out, let it go. We're not going to sit here and think about, well, why am I frustrated? No, we're just letting the energy go. Doesn't matter. It's all detail. See, this is what I found. It's like I think I'm like this way because of my parents. My parents did XYZ and 1, 2, 3. And then I did the star chart, your birth date and time and everything. And it was like, whether I had parents or not, this is written in the stars. That's kind of required to come here. Most of us had parents. No, it was written in the stars. It wasn't my parents after all. Isn't that cool? So every time you let go of it was my parents, oh, it's written in the stars. We've let go. And we've allowed, and we found ourselves in a higher, because there's hierarchy. It's like, Kelli, go back to Texas. Hierarchy. You get higher. Still in the matrix, but you're higher place. We've let go of this. I'm randomly pointing. Let go of this, and now we're here. It's the process of letting go. That felt good. Now we've got, like, between the shoulder blades and stuff, you've got guilt, betrayal, and disappointment back there. That upper part of the back. You feeling that? You know if it's stabbed in the back. You can feel that one easily. It feels almost like a knife. Or knifey. Sorry, I probably can't say that word. I'll pronounce it like it used to be pronounced. Knifey. Yep, I feel that knife in my back. Yeah, I'm letting it go. I'm not sitting here. I know who that is. I know who put that there. We're not doing that. We're just letting it go. We're acknowledging is not judging, criticizing, addressing fault, blame, guilt, shame. Yeah, fuck that shit. Just letting go. Just let go. I feel better. The lower back, this is exciting to know, is financial insecurity, which is, it doesn't matter what your bank account number is. Insecurity in general has nothing to do with the amount in your bank. In the Money Manifestation Workshop, in the members section, I'll put all my workshops in there, you guys. This is a place where you're going to find much relief. The hips, it's pivoting. Again, look it up because it gets real deep. You'll start reading and go, that doesn't make any sense. You'll know. Or, oh, I think someone followed me around for like a year and wrote about me. That's what will happen a lot of the times when you look this stuff up on the internet. It's like, ooh, I'm not the only one that knows. And the lack. We got anger again. Anger's all over the damn place, right? But where does anger come from? Fear. That's the good news. Now you know what to let go of. The knees, like the right knee's ego. I think I've got that the correct order. Go ahead and check that out on the internet. It's dyslexia. So, ego, right knee. Ego is just, oh, I am the body. I exist. I am an avatar. That's all I am. The left knee is pride. Where it's like, I do it my damn self. If it's going to get done right, I guess I'm going to have to do it. That's the Texas version of the left knee. Oh, you guys are shins. And it's good news that you know. Now you know. Now you know what to let go of. You don't have to guess. The shins was protection. Shins is protection. All this time. Oh my gosh. Let me write this down because there is possibly there's possibly a link between, I don't know if I can say the word. It's a brand name in a drill that starts with a B. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's something that's been around for freaking ever. And when I was a child, it was really pushed in a drill for like allergic reactions and so forth. It's a word that starts with a B and ends in a drill. And the Hat Man. There might be a link between Inadrill and the Hat Man. When I heard that, I was like, there were so many medications that the doctor would not let me have because of issues and so forth. There was a lot I could not have. But I seemed to react okay and not have adverse reactions or whatever to Inadrill. So that seemed to be a go to for anything going on with the Inadrill, like allergies, being in a place that's like a high allergy zone and all kinds of stuff. You guys, what? And then someone came. I did screenshots. I don't know where they are at the moment to go find them. Somebody linked a. I forgot how they termed it. If it was Udo or thereabouts, like an entity from another realm that is not a good person. That I forgot the name that they called it. Let's see, you guys. This is like freaking me out. Papa Legba, Legba, is what this guy was saying. That you get connected. And look at his face. It looks really similar to the Hat Man. Because the whole time from the beginning, before Stranger Things and all that, I kept describing these. It was between 1 and 3, 1, 2, or 3. Hat men would show up. It's hard to see their face, but when you did see their face, it looked like someone who had been unalived for a very long time, and what might naturally happen to their body over that period of time. Does that make sense? Ugh, I'm trying to talk in code. See, that's how he looks like. Okay, I've been unalived a long time ago, and then as things naturally, that nature in the underground place, that everything gets drier and drier and drier, and the skin gets thinner and thinner over the bones and so forth. Like that's what they looked like. It looked like they came out of the rave, the underground, 6 feet underground, the rave the ones that visited me. Even their clothing looked old and like tattered and stuff. It wasn't like they just went out and bought their clothes. It looked like they were buried in their clothes. And well, I'm sure there's not moths underground, but you know how moths will kind of like eat at your clothes and stuff like that, how it just deteriorates and stuff. That's how their clothing looked. These Hat Men that came. Again, it was one. What it was a lot, but sometimes there would be up to 3. And that's what this guy's saying is that the Inadrill that starts with a B was connecting children or whoever took it to Papa Legba. Now, here's my take on it. It may or may not be Papa Legba, but is Papa Legba an entity that's in all cultures called by different names? Did that make sense? Like their portrayal of it might look like that, and someone else's looks at that entity and it's like, I'm going to draw that entity this way. That's kind of what I see. It doesn't mean it's Papa Legba and this entity goes by that name. I see these entities not really caring about names so much. That is like this energy form that will appear to that person in a way that makes sense to them. Anyway, hey Brian, I think it's okay to use the V and the D word, Brian. I don't know though. Let's see. Yeah, Papa Legba is the entity that works as the intermediary between the realms in Udo, and is portrayed by an old deadly guy. I said the word. Thank you, and that does make sense because what happens at night? You create a reality bubble. You call it a dream, but you create a reality bubble. So we're dealing with other realms when you sleep, just naturally, from what naturally happens when you sleep. You create a bubble with some crazy rules in it. Like you can fly and breathe underwater and stuff like that. Oh, I get the hiccups, excuse me, in the dreams. So, this intermediary between the dreams, if you are under the influence of Inadrill with a B, it would make sense that you couldn't easily pass if you were altered in some way with the Inadrill. It makes sense that you wouldn't just naturally, do things, and this person wouldn't be involved. Um, oh, Angel did not know American Horror Stories. Where can I find that? Thank you. Now I'm interested. Uh, Oops. Let me look at the pictures to make sure I showed you all the pictures. The hat band, yeah, is in a drill. I'll go ahead and put this up here. I've been saying the word, but now you can see it with your eyes, so I don't say it out loud. And if you want to talk about it in the comments, maybe call it Ben or something. So this is really exciting. Where can I watch American Horror Stories? I don't have any of those. Wait, Amazon. I'll check Amazon. Hopefully, it won't make me rent it. But yeah, I'll definitely check Amazon and see if I can find that. American Horror Stories. Fantastic. Okay. Now that we've been letting go and allowing, the calves. Hopefully, some of you have just been still breathing, slowly breathing. The calves is guilt. The ankles. It's flexibility. In some major areas. And the feet, oh, they're all over the place. But in general, if something goes wrong, it's fear. In the feet. We found the fear, right? Where we hold it in our feet. Do our feet ache? It's like I'm on my feet all day. Oh, they hurt. Or I've got how do you pronounce that? Plantar fasciitis? Did I get close? My toes are moving around. I'm getting all discombobulated. I've got a bunion. I've got excessive, calluses on my feet. And then if you go look at Chinese, oh, thank you. I did not know. If you go look at Chinese medicine, there's at least 3,000, isn't it? Like 3,000 things going on in the bottom of the feet, according to Chinese medicine. Fascinating. Yeah, go research to your heart's desire to learn more. It's like, this Kelli, this on my right foot, the fourth toe. I stubbed it this morning. That was not an accident. I've had, this was so weird when I looked up Chinese medicine. I forgot what toe it was. It was probably my pinky toe. Who knows? But there was a toe that I had stubbed that morning, or that day, and not that morning. I'm sorry. I had stubbed it that day, and then I looked it up in Chinese medicine to get a meaning, because I'm like, what if this is me talking to myself by stubbing my toe? And then in Chinese medicine, or the website that I was on, and I was talking about, oh, my toe. They're like, when did this happen? When did the pain start? Or whatever. And I was like, 4 o'clock? What's the big deal? It's like, did it start at 4 p.m.? That was in Chinese medicine that the pain started at 4 p.m. That's exactly when the pain started. It freaked me out at how much we're talking to ourselves. It's very sophisticated, the way that we're talking to ourselves. Yeah. But it's like, ouch, my toe. Let me take a pill so I don't have to think about my toe. When we're talking about ourselves, or talking to ourselves. Wow. So slow, deep breathing, you guys. Slow, deep breathing. I forgot which one we were starting. Oh, the habits. So the cool thing about these habits is they're programs, and they are not original to these bodies. Good news day. So we're going to go to that place called imagination. And in that place called imagination, we're going to get in the God bubble position. And for lack of a direction to look down at the avatar. Oh, I see the avatar down there that I created. I created Avatar Kelli. And I can see that she's got an eating too much chocolate program around her. It's true. So I'm going to do a focusing technique. I'm just going to take the avatar's hands and just pretend like I'm grabbing that. This is a visualization that's helped with physical. I'm going to take that program, and I've developed an assistant. That's the God bubble. I'm just going to put all this stuff in there. It's like, I don't remember. At the grocery store, you get something, and it's like, oh, I decided not to get this, but I can't remember where I picked it up. Or like, oh, that's more Walmart. It's like, oh, I have no idea what aisle I got this on. I can't put it back. And so you give it to the grocery store people, and it like magically ends up back on the shelf. It's kind of like what the God bubble does. It's like, I don't remember where this goes. Because we have the full experience. But if we look at something and say it's scary and we hold on to it, we have it way out of context. It's like, I'm really scared. I lost my job. This is terrible. This is an awful thing. And then an even better opportunity shows up. So we were looking at that job loss as bad and scary and so forth. We didn't see it from the perspective of, maybe it was the universe saying, I have something better for you. And so we'll label these things good and bad and happy and sad and so forth. And we just hold on to them in programs. So look down at the avatar and see if there's any other globs. And it doesn't matter what it is. Don't try and figure it out. A lot of them, they look like brown and orange, red and black. I see a lot of the 70s color. What is yucky stuff? I see 70s colors with that 70s green and so forth. And they, to me, around the avatar, they look like lava lamp globs. So they're easy to just scoop up. There's one, it's like brown and orange from the 70s. Like the shag carpet. The tricolored green shag carpet. Sculpted carpet. Anybody remember sculpted carpet? And because you're in the God bubble position and you created the avatar, you're able to feel everything the avatar is feeling from this perspective. So what on the avatar relaxes? What body part? Let's say, do the knees relax? The shoulders relax? Do the jaws relax? When you get rid of these programs, one program you knew what that was, but the other ones you didn't know what those were. What relaxes? And then you find out what programs you removed. It's like, I didn't know I had those running. The biggest emotional journey I think I ever took was a parasite cleanse, because they chemically, through their poop and their pee, they chemically create emotions and feelings inside the body. Now, do these rule you? If you think you're the avatar, yes. But if you know that these feelings and emotions don't come from the body, they're here and then experienced in the body, that makes a huge difference during a parasite cleanse. They're rough. They're rough, and prepare for them. So late at night, those parasites are like Give me sugar. Give me flour. Give me processed foods. Give me something that's going to help me through this emotion. Emotion that's created by the parasites. Again, we're going backwards. But where did those parasites come from in the body? Parasitic energy. Now, let's go back to that place called imagination. Look down at that avatar down there. Do you see any parasitic energy? Sometimes it looks black. It could be any color. A lot of times it looks black. If you're like, well, I don't know, just choose a color. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is your place called imagination. You can do anything. You bypass the rule. When you're in the God bubble position, you don't have to follow matrix rules. It's like, oh, let me take it out of the avatar, but it has to flow out of the top of the head of the avatar. And you're in the God position? Really? That's not how it works. I told you it was good news day. You don't have to follow any rules in the God bubble position. That's why I have you doing these exercises from the God bubble position. You don't follow rules. Now, by removing all this, are you cured? No, but you feel better right now. And when those programs come back, you know it. This is a process you go through in the letting go and allowing and healing. This is a process. Isn't that beautiful? Now, clumsiness. Clumsiness. Oops, sorry, wrong picture. When we go around with our mind's eye above and behind us, like we are in plasma. When you're in plasma, this is how you observe the reality that you're creating. You can still feel her feelings. Like she's like, oh, I'm writing something, and I'm so happy about what I'm writing. You still feel the happiness. You still feel all of that. So observing the body is one of the best ways to let go of it and where these avatars perform better. You guys who are neurospicy, you know about performing and how hard it is. It's easier when you do this. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of people or a school situation or an event or something's going on. And it's very important to me that in the third dimension, I do well. Then do this. And then when you're finished, that I just let it go. And it's all over the place. It's there anyway. That's why you're having a hard time interacting with the third dimension, is because what creates this reality is looking at everything while you think you're the avatar. Well, you feel like you're stuck in the avatar. Good news day. Now, there are, in this clumsiness, the clumsiness is, I'm functioning out here at probably a breakneck speed up here. I'm functioning at this high capacity, and then I get to the third dimension and there's a disconnect. We're not syncing here. Here's a few examples of visualizations that we're going to go through, and I'll give you some ideas on what to visualize. Now, this one I was like, hey, AI, stop putting people in here. You make them look goofy. But you can still get the idea. So we've got these dials that are not in sync. And you visualize these dials going in sync. Here's another way to visualize it, is I've got knobs to turn. Gen X likes knobs. We like our knobs. And I was researching technology in the cars, and people are more about buttons and knobs than they are about these touch screens. That people do not want the touch screens. They want buttons and knobs. So to me, it's like that makes more sense in visualizations. But if this makes no sense to you, do something else. So on the left, let's say, that might represent the body, or the one on the right might represent the body, and the other side represents all the information at that speed. That this body's trying to do all of the stuff, and the bodies simply are not able to do everything that you have the capacity to do. It's like you might have the capacity to be like, hey, I've got 20 ideas for 20 businesses. But realistically, in the third dimension, it would be quite difficult for you to to do that. So we're not in sync. Here's another visualization or an idea for a visualization that would work in syncing. And this is in your mind. You think about things like this in your mind and you adjust. Is the one on the left, is this where I find the speed of my body? Because this is how you adjust stuttering as well. The information is coming to the body and the speed is different than the body's able to perform with stuttering. And so you visualize equalizing them. The energy coming in and the capacity of the body are in the same place. In other words, you're regulating the information coming in. You're able to regulate it. And when you're finished talking to people, and it's like, okay, I'm regulating this so I can talk to another person and not stutter. But when I'm finished, I'm going to let whatever's outside of myself go back to its regular speed, because that's where I'm used to functioning, is at a higher speed. It's just that when I started to verbalize and use my executive skills or executive functioning, they were not in sync anymore. So we have stuttering. I told you it's going to be good news day. And this looks similar to the other one, but this is like speedometer. And you can think, oh, I'm doing it with my hands. These are just imaginary hands, is what these represent. Or you could have an imaginary pedal that you put your foot on to change the speed, to push down, to go faster, lift up, to go slower. Maybe you even put your foot on the brake to slow it down. These are visualizations, and you want to do something that makes sense to you. But these are just examples. If one of these is like, oh, Kelli, the metronome makes sense to me. The metronome being in the same click, 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 and how they're not the same, but I'm syncing the metronome as a visualization and focusing technique. Isn't this cool? Is this not cool? Or you can think of it as tuning an instrument. If you're musically inclined and that makes sense to you, then form your visualization around this. Okay, this is exciting. So for those of you that stutter or things don't feel in sync with the energy out there that's producing this avatar, and the avatar might be a little bit slower, and that's why it's functioning slower than the thoughts that are coming in. That's why we've got stuttering. So we can finally, the stuttering comes and then we get back in sync and we get a few words out, and then the stuttering starts again. We're back out of sync. This is exciting to know. You guys, this is thrilling. This is thrilling to know. Same with the handwriting. If you're in the avatar, it's hard to control from this huge capacity of information that you have access to. And then you're trying to write executive function. So there's just a disconnect. And when you either allow it to sync up or go to that place called imagination. Now, let's do an exercise very similar. And you can modify this exercise however you see fit. Let's pretend like you're in a place where your mind is racing. And again, remember, it's the mind, it's the matrix. Your mind is racing. So you might think about something like this, only maybe no hands. Again, thinking about pressing on the gas pedal, lifting up off the gas pedal, and hitting the brake might work. So let's imagine, how fast are your thoughts? Would you say 100 miles an hour? So if the thoughts are at 100 miles an hour, whatever method makes sense to you, let's go to that place called imagination and visualize the speedometer. The speedometer of your thoughts, 100 miles an hour or kilometers an hour. Now with these thoughts, let's slow it down. What about to 80? What about 60? That one on the left is 60. Let's slow it down to 60. So you see that needle drop. Do you press on the brake a little bit to slow it down? And then you see that needle drop to 60 miles an hour. Now let's take a few slow, deep breaths and see how the racing mind has changed. It's slowed down, hasn't it? Doesn't that feel better? What relaxes on the body when the mind slows down? Now remember, the mind is a mental construct. It's the matrix. There's no way we can let go of the mind if this is what's going on. Now, let's reduce the speed. We can do what you want, but I'm just giving examples. Let's reduce it to 20 miles an hour. Our thoughts. We were at 100 with our thoughts. Now the thoughts, we're going to visualize the speedometer going down to 20 miles an hour. Now what relaxes on the body? Now in this exercise, you're going to love this part. Let's take the thoughts down to 0. Isn't that wonderful? You are now in the present moment. You're now in the present moment when your thoughts are at speed 0. It's almost like the mind is blank, or you've let go of the matrix and you can access the all now. So how you feel? How does that feel? Does that feel more peaceful? Now, those of you that are clumsy or might have the ADHD walk, let's put that mind's eye above and behind us. You can close your eyes, you can have your eyes open, either way. So look at yourself from above and behind at about a 45-degree angle. Looking down at the back. Oh my God, I see my calyx. I'm sorry. It's only funny because no one else can see my calyx right now. So I'm looking down at the avatar while the avatar is walking through the living room. And see, anybody ADHD does the ADHD walk? Keeps your head in place like a chicken and your body walks around objects. It's talent, by the way, but you kind of miss every now and then. Hit a doorknob with your hip or your arm. Hit the corner of the couch, run into someone. So now put that mind's eye above and behind that avatar. In my case, it'd be Avatar Kelli. And I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to walk through the room because I think I've been having an ADHD walk. I'm going to do it with you guys. Because I take my own seminars and workshops. Okay. So I'm going to sit here. I know you can't see me, but I'm going to sit here. I'm going to move my mind's eye from the eyes of the avatar is where the mind's eye that I keep it most of the time. I'm going to move it to behind, and I'm going to look down at the back of my head. Oh, I can see the back of my head. While I still see through the eyes of the avatar, I can also take that mind's eye above and behind and see the back of the avatar's head while the avatar is looking at the floor. Isn't that awesome? You guys are talented enough to do this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to walk across the floor and see if it feels any different. Because I felt like I've been all over the place lately. Okay. I'm going to stop talking and do it again. Okay, now I'm just going to walk. Whoa. Oh, shit, this is different. Oh, this feels, oh my gosh. I have been swaying and almost falling down. Like just, oh my gosh, that made all the difference in the world, you guys. It was like, why am I going through this clumsy phase? Like, I'll walk across the floor and almost lose my balance and fall over to the right because I was trying to step over a dog toy or something. Oh my gosh, I'm not swaying anymore. I'm not going off balance. I'm in full control of my body and it's not doing anything. Oh my God. Oh God, this feels better. Okay, and I don't feel like when puppy's in my way, like right now, I don't feel like I'm going to be thrown off balance. And you guys, my spine is so freaking crooked. Like there is a physical reason not to have balance, and I've got balance despite my S curve on my spine and my spine being rotated. Girl, I don't feel like I'm gonna fall down. Oh my God, I feel so much better. I feel like I have control over my body. Oh, oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Maybe the show was for me. Maybe it was for me. That just changed my life right there. See how I knew all of this information and I didn't do it? Yeah, you think I'm special? No. Just because you have the information means nothing if you don't do it. If you know that the present moment is the only thing that exists, but you don't do anything to be in the present moment, what's the point? It's like that time in my life when I tricked myself into thinking that I was eating healthy. I kept buying avocados and just letting them rot in the refrigerator. I didn't eat them. They rotted in the refrigerator and threw them away. But I told myself I was eating healthy because there were avocados in my refrigerator. That's about as much good as it does. It was Good News Day. It's Good News Day today. I love it. Every day's Good News Day. Did these techniques make sense, you guys? Do you want me to go over another one again? Like, hey, Kelli, could you re-explain the stuttering one? Could you do another exercise with the stuttering one? Or the clumsiness, or handwriting, or habits? Do you guys have any questions about these techniques at all? And how to utilize it. Again, just because you know these techniques, you don't use them, then what's the point? What's the point? The point is for you to actually do it. So you guys, go check out, and I hope I did this properly, the book The Gift of Dyslexia by Ronald Davis. And you can find it here. It's my Amazon. And I think I did it correctly. Because the other one was a wish list. So when you buy something, it gets sent to me. So I'm hoping I did this in a way that I didn't set it up that way. That when you buy the book, you actually get the book and it doesn't get sent to me. If that happens, oh my gosh, well, let me know. Let me know if I set it up wrong. But it's not going to change the price. Like if you go out and you hunt for this book on Amazon, it'll be the same price. It's just that I get like 47 cents. So thank you. Thank you for buying this. If you're going to buy the book, thank you for buying it through my Amazon. So I can get 47 cents. In any way that I can help you guys or support you in any way, I'm going to look up American Horror Stories. And where is my... Okay, here's my Netflix. I'm going to try not to accidentally start a movie and copyright myself. Okay, American... Let's see what pops up. Okay, I don't see it. Maybe it goes by a slightly different title. There's something that says horror stories, but it's not American. It says 2-sentence horror stories. I don't know what that is. 3 seasons. That's crap. Okay, where's my Amazon? There it is. I'm gonna try not to start this movie and copyright myself. There we go. Okay. See if I can look this one up. American it's story, not stories. Story. There, I found it on. Oh, let me turn my sound down just in case I start playing the video. God, it's time to restart my computer again. Come on. There. American Psycho. Oh, an American Ghost Story, American Terror Story. Gosh, there's a lot. American Horror Story. Season 12, Episode 1. Whoa. How do I open this up without playing it? That did not work. Yes, it did. Okay. American Horror Story. How? In this particular one. Okay, Papa Legba. What season and episode of American Horror Story is Papa Legba? Season 3, episode 10. Okay. Season 3, episode 10. Sorry, you guys. I have my camera that I move in front of everything. Okay. Season. Oh, God, I already forgot. Is it season 3? Crap. Episode 10. Yes, episode 10. Season 3, episode. Delights of Stevie Nicks. Is it The Magical Delights of Stevie Nicks? Is it that one? Let's see. The Magic Delights of Stevie Nicks also appears in episode 12. Okay, go to HE double hockey sticks and episode 13. Oh, okay. So 10, 12, go to HE double hockey sticks, and 13, the 7 wonders. Okay. He later returns in season 8, specifically in episode. I gotta take a screenshot of this. I'll never remember it. There. Okay, I've got a screenshot. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else significant. Nope. The Apocalypse, episode 12, The Traitor. Oh, then they show us. Okay. Oh, you guys. I mean, this is the actor, but something's happening. Like, I don't like how that feels looking at him. Hopefully, I haven't pressed on a video and accidentally play it. Oh my God. I don't feel good looking at him. There's something that's just so yucky. And that's not quite what the Hat Man looked like, but there's still something about him that's not right. Oh. You okay, puppy? Okay. This Papa Legba and this concept of the Hat Man, does that have anything to do with that Michael Jackson dance? There was a movie decades ago where this man, and I forgot his name, his title, his position, and everything, but he started doing these dances to like hypnotize the boy and everything, and they were all those Michael Jackson moves. Every movie made was Michael Jackson stuff, and it was to like hypnotize the boy and so forth. Very deceptive, and hey, look over here, do anything I tell you to do. So if you think about that, then there's Michael Jackson and that kind of a status where when Michael Jackson comes back and does all those dances, and now we've got kids dancing like that. Wow. And I forgot the name of that movie. Oh, crap. Oh, it's a series. It's good. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, season 3, Brian. With one with Papa the Leg, and other ones, It's like, yay! I'm so excited about watching that now. Because when I watch something, I want it to have some meaning, so that I can come back and talk to you guys about. Oh, I watched this thing and it reminded me of XYZ. I watched 2 movies and they're both. I think Moonfall is the one that I'm thinking of with Halle Berry, right? Moonfall. I'm going to watch it again because I think I fell asleep in the middle of it. But what I did see was like, this makes sense. This so makes sense. What is going on with my puppy? Are you discontent? Hmm. Are you all like, hey, the sun's outside, it's warming everything up. Why are we not outside? Oh, I think the only raining was yesterday. It rained like ridiculous yesterday. I think we're good today. Come on, refresh. Wait, is that today? It's showing rain. No! No! No, I wanted to go out and play. But, like, Colorado's on fire, so it's probably a good thing that it's been raining. It like rained yesterday, it rained today, and all that. Oh, Brian was asking about my feelings about, or how I feel about CERN shutting off. So what I'm going to do, Ryan, is just kind of repeat stuff I've said in the past, and and uh, and then, oh, do you want me to remote view? If I remote view, I don't get into those things, but yeah. Oh, fabulous. Let me like refresh my tasty beverage. So I'll take a nice sip of like hot tasty beverage and remote view. Now, my mind, use your own technique, Kelly, for slowing down your mind. If you guys are getting here, we did the techniques and all. So just start the video over and do that. And I'm diverting to CERN. And, oh, I think that this happened before CERN. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me refresh my tasty beverage, and then I'll start yammering. I start yammering. Okay. It's like, Kelly, your thoughts are all over the place. I know. Okay. Now, when I was growing up, and you know these are just stargates, right? They're artificial stargates. I mean, they're all artificial, but because this is a simulation, it's nothing natural, unless you want to call natural the blueprints for this. When I grew up, they were doing the oh my gosh, super collider. The super collider outside of Amarillo, and it was roughly, wait, how big is it? How big is the super collider near Amarillo that was built in the 80s? It's gonna come back and say it wasn't built in the 80s.
Texas, not Amarillo, would have had a tunnel. If finished, it would have been about 54 miles in circumference.
Okay, so you've got the super collider outside of Amarillo. I grew up, I was in school, we were talking about it. I had neighbors and people we knew that were working on this project. We knew people who were working on the project. Well, they finished it. In the 80s, they finished it. And they put out that they didn't. So they were announcing that, oh, we're not going to finish it. And then they finished it. You know how this goes. So this super collider that was 54 miles in circumference was created in the 80s. Now, Braun and others have talked about a time loop in the 80s. And but please help me to remember the details. Do you guys that love Fleur and watch her content? Was it an 8-year cycle, 11-year cycle? Do you guys remember? But there was a cycle, or 9 years or something like that. And I remember Fleur was talking about, don't you guys love Fleur? She's awesome. Anyway, she was talking about this loop, this 80s loop that kept looping over and over and over. And you would know it's looping again because every time it loops, California Love, what's her name? That the singer. Oh shit. Who's saying California Love?
California Love was a major comeback single
Tupac.
for Tupac.
Tupac. Okay. So Tupac Shakur, she sings, all these songs. So Floorbrand was talking about every time Tupac puts out a new album or one is put out in her name or whatever. Katy Perry. Did Floor talk about Katy Perry? Please educate me. So every time Floor was talking about that, that's the part I remember, and I probably remember it wrong, you guys. That's why I want to believe anything I say. Go to your own research because I forget shit. So she was talking about this loop, and so I was like, oh, it was probably the super collider that created that time loop for the 80s, which oh, thank you. Oh, Brian, duh. That too. Well, I said her, and you thought it was Katy Perry, which take a look at those collarbones. Just saying. All the genders are switched. every gender is switched. I mean, Tupac makes a beautiful man, don't you think? Tupac looks amazing presenting herself as a man. So the super collider was created and it was used. But so that's what was going on. And again, I was at high school when they were doing it. It was finished. So this is 54 miles. What is the circumference of CERN?
The Large Hadron Collider has a circumference of about 27 kilometers. CERN is also planning a future collider, the FCC, which would be between 91 and 100 kilometers in circumference.
Oh, shit. Funny. It's like twice as big as the super collider. So they say that the project was abandoned. It didn't work. It was misaligned or whatever. But they finished it. And they turned it on and they used it. So then when everybody was all, oh, CERN this, and they turned CERN on, and now some monkey doesn't have a tail, and burnt and something spelled differently, and someone doesn't have a headband anymore, and the cornucopia's gone, and mirror on the wall, and so forth. Oh, all this stuff is because of CERN. It's only 27 miles compared to 54. It's small. I'm not saying it's not effective, but it's tiny compared to that. So for me, in my opinion, Brian, for whatever that's worth, CERN, okay. Oh, Area 51. Area 51's a fucking playground. It's like going to your hometown fair. Area 51. Then I remote view. You remote view on your own. None of my business. I remote view Area 54, and it's like, ooh, they got scary shit going on there where aliens are taking the Native Americans or whatever label you want to put, the ones indigenous to this planet, and they're taking out their essence, their awareness, and moving it over into another body. They're doing shit like that in Area 54. But all they do is talk about Area 51. It's just so crazy. This is what was so funny. Area 51 is burned to the ground, or whatever the story was. I'm like, everything's underground. The stuff on the top is just superficial shit. Everything's underground. How can? So I was like, you're just making shit up. You're just making drama up. Ugh. Oh my God. So my opinion in the first place, before I even look in a psychic way, if they're focusing on CERN this, CERN that, and CERN's not the problem. CERN is a distraction for something, and there's something else going on. You guys, every time I see that pattern, Area 51, yeah, fuck Area 51. Look at all the other areas over there. They got crazy shit going on. So if they're going to shut CERN off, something else is going on. Let's pretend. Let's pretend that. Let me find pictures of our pretending. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. Let's pretend like we are underwater. We're in an underwater domed civilization. Let's pretend. So, what? Oh my God. You were getting too excited about everybody outside. Do you want me to try and open the door again? You need to open the door again and give you one more chance. You guys. Let me open the door for her. So let's pretend like we're underwater in a domed civilization. That looks like someone's in charge. I'm not saying we like who's in charge, but when we look at this thing, it looks like something or someone is in charge of this. This was created. So that means that nothing inside of this happens by chance. Nothing. 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 Okay, let's try opening the door. Just gonna open the door. Now let's keep all our attention inside, okay? Let's not harass neighbors. Good girl. Yeah, just be good girl. Oh, good. Oh, you like mommy opening the door, don't you? Oh, okay. Go sit on that. Go sit on that. Good girl. You're doing good. Oh, that was a thank you hug. She didn't want to look outside. So, let's pretend like we're underwater. Everything is manufactured. Everything is done on purpose. Under this dome right here, if there is a CERN, if there is a super collider, anything and everything that goes on is absolutely controlled. If you think of the movie Dark City, not that that's exactly what's going on here, but it's something similar. In Dark City, they're able to take the people in that city and put them to sleep and change their environment and change their memory and so forth. Now, they inject them in their forehead and stuff, which is not how it's done. It's done with energy and everything. So the methods are not the same, but the concept is. So if we are in something like this that's going on, we're in this. Everything is on purpose. Everything is on purpose. So now, can you give me a little bit more of a background, Brian? Why did they turn CERN off? Because these are portals. Did they turn it off? You know what? Let me just remote view. That's why I got my tasty beverage in the first place. So I can remote view. Okay. What is collapsing? What grid? That looks like the nothing in the never-ending story. Huh, that's weird. What does that mean? Show me. Okay, so far I don't know what this means, but what I'm seeing is this concept of an eye, like this. Like we've got something like this going on, and this is what we live on, is the iris of the eye. Here it is, kind of the same thing. You got that hole. You got the idea of the hole. Again, these don't look exactly like it. I just had AI make a lot of pictures, so one of the pictures, might work for you. Got these biblically accurate angels and so forth. The eyes, the observers. You guys are created the same way. So what I'm looking at, let's pretend like this is a total field, and all of the information is coming out of the pupil. So the way the total field is, you've got a black hole, which I call a reverse butthole of the total field. And then you've got the place where pure white light consciousness comes out and creates reality, and that's out of the pupil of the eye. So when I remote viewed, you guys, I don't know why I'm seeing this. Please, you guys that are smarter than me, which is most of you, please tell me what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a reversal of this pupil. Like, instead of reality coming out of this pupil and creating our reality, it's going in, like it's sucking stuff in to that pupil. It's been reversed. That's the best I can explain it that I saw when I remote viewed. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what I saw. Like something, I heard polarity. Something's been reversed. Like the flow of the total field. The total field doesn't flow backwards. How does that happen? The total field's flowing the other way. Instead of like, woo, shooting out of the top of the head, it's like going, oh, that doesn't feel good. Something's not right. Something's not right. What is happening? Calm down, Kelly. Hold on. I keep hearing the word hedron. Hedron. Am I saying it right? Is that CERN? Hedron? Hadron? Large. Oh, Hadron Collider. Oh, it is that one. Okay, so that's the word I heard. I'm sorry, it's probably pronounced with a southern accent in my place called Imagination. Let's see. And when did CERN shut down?
The Large Hadron Collider, or LHC, was shut down on June 29, 2026 for upgrades, which is called Long Shutdown 3. It will stay offline until 2030, allowing scientists to install new equipment and transform it into the high luminosity LHC. You can follow the progress online.
Lie. As the AI was talking, I kept hearing lie. Like everything I heard was just a lie of like the reason for the shutdown and everything. I'm seeing entities that look very powerful and angelic and large. Something's gone wrong. It's like they're trying desperately to do something and they can't do it anymore. Who's they? Like, what? The Watchers? Are they Watchers? I'm hearing Watchers. It's like they can't. I'm probably saying this wrong. It's like they can't hold their form or they can't keep their existence in a certain way. Hey, get off of mine. Yeah, get off of that. Sorry, let me just calm down. They can't hold their form. They're okay. I'm going to explain this poorly, so don't take it exactly like I'm saying it, because I'm trying to interpret something I don't understand. But it feels like they're about to go home or be sucked up into something. Like they were able to maintain some form of a presence, but something happened and they're going to be sucked up. And it's like they're losing their grip on this reality. Whatever that means. Sorry, I'm not explaining this well. And I see them. They are winged beings. They're winged beings, and are they all men? They all look like men. They look humanoid. Very big. And I see them, and this white light coming from above, almost like an alien abduction, is what it looks like. And it's pulling all of them up and away. Maybe that's why they had to reverse things. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place trying to figure this out. Something has happened that was either going to suck them out of this reality or take them out of this reality in this form or whatever. They're trying to prevent something from being taken away. Or what's happening to you? Where are you going? Oh, it's very... Oh, it's almost like a tour. It's taking them into a turtle field. It's like, go towards the light. They're getting a taste of their own medicine. They're getting sucked through the fucking butthole of a turtle field. They're messing with reality. They're altering reality. These winged beings that look like men. They dress really nice, really handsome too. But fuck you, fucker. Sorry. Let's see. God, oh my God, but where's the gun here? They can't keep doing whatever they're doing. They can't keep doing it. They are desperately trying every way possible not to. What's happening? Are they leaving? They're being sucked away by like a turtle field. Maybe that's why they had all these CERN and stuff like that, trying to avoid being sucked up. What's weird to me, this is what I don't understand about. I'm seeing a turtle field and it's being sucked into the light, but you don't see light in the reverse butthole of a turtle field. It's a black hole. You see black, not white. So I'm confused about how they're being sucked into this light of the turtle field. I'm sorry, I'm as best I can. I'm trying to describe this. If you guys know more what's going on than I do, please let me know. I've got the idea and the feeling of fallen angels, that they're leaving or that they've been trying to stay here and not go somewhere else because like they're in trouble or something. And it's like they're going to get put in the naughty corner if they leave. Like, I saw what you did to Earth. You're in trouble. Wait till your daddy comes home. 1950s godlike made up scenario. They're in trouble. They are in trouble in many ways. They can't continue to. It's like they found us. I'm saying this all wrong, but like they found us and we were doing just fine, and they're like, let's go fuck everything up. There is a force behind this, and the only reason they're able to exist, it looks artificial. It looks like AI. It's black, and it looks like. It doesn't hold this form, but it looks like jellyfish and stuff. But it's black, and it's got like tentacly. This made no sense. Black and tentacly. Tentacles. But they're it's like energy tentacles, so they can form a squid looking thing or octopus looking thing, and then it like dissipates. Like intelligent black energy, not smoke, but intelligent. Reminds me of Lucy. And I don't know what all that black stuff was around Lucy, because you know when they do movies, it's not 100% reality. So then it's like, why'd you do that? I get confused. What's that supposed to be? What is this? I just hear going home, like they're going home. Wherever their home is, they're going home. And they're being sucked up into, you know, all those rapture pictures that it's like, oh, we're about to be raptured. Are we about to be raptured? Or are they about to go the fuck away? Because it looks exactly like the rapture pictures that you see. People are being raptured. And they're being, oh, there's Jesus up there. And they're all being sucked up into the spaceship or something. This experiment, we're being called an experiment. There's a type of, we want to be worshipped. We want to extract energy from you. Worship, just a way of extracting energy. Or that's where the Baptist mind went. We came here to extract all this energy, and now we can't maintain. But they wanted to like they're down to the bottom of your soda drink, and they're like down at the bottom, slurping up the last of the liquid at the bottom of your cup out of the straw. Something has happened. There's a female involved. A female, she's dressed in gold. She's sitting on a type of a throne. It's some realm or something up there. She's beautiful. She's got headpieces on. And she's in charge somehow. And she's taking over. Like, her outfit doesn't make sense. If you and I were wearing it, we wouldn't be able to walk. Because it's real gold. It's like a dress on this natural looking throne. Oh, it's in the Matrix. Okay, we're still in the Matrix. It's a Matrix character, and she's female. She reminds me of, that religion that has like the multiple arms and everything, how decorated they are. She's decorated like that. She's not speaking. She doesn't have to do a thing. She just is. She just be. She doesn't talk. She just is. Like she birthed like a nebula or something. Whoa, wait a minute. Why does she look human? That's how we got to look how we looked. We look like her. Like in her own image. Oh, I wish I looked as pretty as she was. She's gorgeous. Wow. Make me more in your image, please. Who is this woman? She doesn't have to speak. She just is. And then out of her comes creation. It's like a birthing of what's going on. What am I looking at? And she's like, I will have none of this. I'm done. Like, because of her, she's determined I'm done. And they're being okay. You guys, what am I looking at? I've missed the plot line somewhere because I don't understand what I'm seeing. Okay, maintain, upgraded. It felt lighter in July, more letting go, and it just happened to coincide with what people were talking about with CERN. I really don't pay attention to that stuff. Same. Oh, grateful to just be and a beautiful Friday. Oh, Mindy, good to see you. So you guys does that make any sense to you guys, what I'm talking about? Can you remote view this yourself and tell me what you see? Yeah, this reality is not being able to be maintained because it should have already cycled. So everything is like artificially being held in a certain place. And it can't do that and keep functioning. It's kind of like your computer when you've got 47 tabs open and you've been doing a bunch of stuff and your computer's like, mm-mm. I know you just clicked on your mouse, but you're going to have to wait like a minute before I respond. It's kind of like what's happening. It's like, did you fill your tank up with gas? Simple things like that. What about turning your computer off and turning it back on? And then in Magic Computer Land, everything resorts itself when you turn the computer back on. That don't take it too technically, but that's kind of looks like what we're doing. It's like a restart of the computer. And it's like, I'm not sure why everybody's scared of this, because your awareness never goes away. So during a reset, you're still having experiences and all, it's just in another place. And being unalived is not being unalived, it's just leaving this reality based on the rules of this reality. And from the rules of this reality, it looks like unalived, but that's how you leave. I see a film in the sky dissolving, which is interesting. Oh, did you remote view, Brian? Which is interesting because I've been seeing iridescent light in the clouds lately. There's some light going on up there, Brian, and I'm explaining it poorly. But yeah, yeah. And then these, what look like fallen angels, but look like men with wings, and they're large. When they're up, they're being sucked up or whatever. They lose their form and their title. In other words, they were just energy that took form. That when I remote viewed, it looked like men with wings. But that's not their original form. It's energy, just like we're doing. It's just energy that then creates something and you have an experience in it. What this looks like is, because I was trying to look at this again while I'm calm. And it looks like they're strategizing, that they were going in one direction. Again, like you've accumulated way too many tabs. And so, I've got 47 tabs open. My computer's not working properly. I really don't want to restart the computer. Let's take a step back and see what we can do to, keep the computer on and keep functioning. That's what it feels like is happening with CERN, is whatever was going on with CERN, it's not accomplishing, or it's making things worse. If something is making something worse, like the CERN, so let's turn it off so we stop doing damage so we can reassess. Okay, it's almost like a harvesting, that they're going to be harvested and they're trying to find a way. That's what it is. They're trying to find a way out so they're not harvested. They're trying to escape, like a punishment. Yeah, you can dish it out, but you can't take it, said Gen X to Satan. You can dish it out, but you sure can't take it. Is it a hardware upgrade? It feels like a recalibration. Like they're recalibrating. Because anytime that you got a reality that's created from a bubble that's constantly flowing, the energy is always changing. You can't just do the same thing the whole time and it be effective. You've got to constantly be changing. And what I have seen is, because they're not humans, they're not consciousness driven, then they've got a method based on human psychology and so forth, like problem, reaction, solution. There's a formula to all of it. But what's happening is, in this waking up process, the humans are going, I see your pattern. And the establishment, if you will, doesn't change their pattern. They keep doing the same thing. So now it's like, okay, we're going to keep the gender switched in Hollywood and keep putting out movies. And we're going to keep doing football. I use that term loosely. Football. And we are going to have some of the fallen angels star in this emotion-filled trap. This is another feeding of the energy, or a feeding of, like, we're loose, our energy. So we've got a stadium The other people have already looked at the metaphysics of this. In a stadium full of people who are hopeful. Now, hope. What is the position of hope? Is hope in the present moment? What does hope do? Right now, I'm in a terrible place, but I hope to be in a better place later. So, hope is a future emotion, and you're not feeling it yet. At the moment, you're feeling something that you don't want. So, what will happen when you find yourself in hope is you'll always be hoping and always stuck. So, you've got a feeling of hope. I hope we win. And then we've got extreme emotions. We've got a winner. We've got a loser. We've got disappointment. We've got all kinds of emotions on. I forgot what game, like the two opponents that were playing this football game, this ball that you kick with your foot. And they were talking about like the Richter scale or something, like compared to an earthquake or compared to other things in stadiums. And it broke some records in this one stadium, a game that was played. The fans were, so much energy expended. And then we've got a fallen angel that's named after a country. It's Holland. That looks like it's a gender switch. Again, like how can someone be that agile? A man cannot be agile like that. It's got to be a woman that's capable of doing stuff like that. It has to be a woman. But we've got, like, was that guy Phelps that won like 47,000 gold medals in the Olympics? Slightly exaggerating. That was a fallen angel as well. You've got these beings that are, let's say, physically and otherwise, superior to humans. So it's no big deal for them to come in and play gladiator games and impress people. Does that make sense? Like, oh, I'm sitting here and kicking the ball into your face, like I'm playing pool, and then I make it into the goal. So if we have an athlete that is far superior to pretty much all the athletes on the planet, we're dealing with the fallen angels. We're dealing with beings that have abilities far beyond humans that are going and having their day. And it's like millions. And think of all of the loosh that is created by women alone. Like women going, oh, wow, look at this person that's like, oh, that poor thing fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. Oh, poor thing. And then he makes a goal off of someone's face. As a woman, you're like, ooh, oh my, we can ignore your face. Ooh, you look a lot more handsome than I thought you did. Oh, and then you get over it, and it's like, that's a fallen angel. That's a fallen angel. Oh my gosh. Like national treasure status. So think of all of the aspects of the celebration. And I did learn, I learned a lot about the third dimension and about, I guess, genetics and the third dimension and so forth. Because of this, my algorithm changed to, if you have Scottish descent, this is probably how you behave. And it's like, yes, I do run towards danger. I do run towards danger. Yeah, and I never give up. I fall down again. Get up every time. At the ready. And oh, so protective. Like shit happens with my friends, you will see a different Kelli in about 0.00001 seconds. You will see a different Kelli come out the protective Kelli, that will do whatever it takes to right a situation. I didn't realize like how scary I was sometimes. You guys, I would get people like I get mad about something. Oh, this was 2 decades ago. You guys, I'm better, but it comes out every now and then. It's usually when something is not just. There's not justice, and I'll go just it. I'll go adjust it. So like quick to be like, and this is before I started doing YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to do YouTube videos, so let me practice. I'm going to put the camera in front of my face and just videotape myself doing everything from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. What are all these facial expressions? And so for about 3 weeks, I followed myself around with the camera and saw what does look good on camera, what doesn't look on camera, good on camera, and so forth. Now, in this process, something happened, a situation happened that I was mad. And I had the camera pointed at my face. And I got angry over a situation, and I had a look on my face. And so then I played the video back to, see how did my face look at this angle. Oh, it looks terrible from a lower angle. Let's put the camera up here. I tested all that out for 3 weeks before I did YouTube for the first time, before I did my first video. And when I played that back and I saw that look on my face, that terrified me. I had never seen a look like that. That was terrifying. Even if nothing happened after that look, I was terrified. So I'm looking at all kinds of things, go through my mind when people from other countries come to yours. It solidified why I'm just so in love with the Asian culture, a culture of respect and so forth. Now, there's lots of negatives, of course, but I look at these cultures. What can I extract from your culture that I think is beneficial or healthy or good or whatever I deem it? And in these football games, the Japanese, I saw cleaning up the entire stadium, and a lot of the countries cleaning up after themselves in our country, like showing respect to the United States by cleaning up their own messes. And then you drive through Texas, and there's litter all on either side of the highways. It's full of litter. Our own people from other countries come to our country and pick up their own trash and throw it away, and pick up our trash and throw it away. And I saw the Japanese people do that. If the other ones didn't, let me know. I don't want to leave anybody out in the compliments. But I saw the Japanese show respect by doing that in their culture. And a lot of what they did when they, couldn't move forward. I mean, I'm not watching all these games. I'm just getting the outcomes and the highlights. That's all I'm seeing. It's just outcomes and highlights of these games. And I'm seeing, the other cultures. And then being, in the United States, to where being a woman in the United States, not wanting to date because of the obvious, you would have other cultures come to the United States, and the ones from Scotland. And they're like, we thought that the women in America just didn't like men. They're like, they just don't like American men. So it is what it boils down to. Because the Scottish and all their charm and not wearing any underwear under the skirts and picking the women up, is so different than, someone that's emotionally fragile that wants to be babied and put up on a pedestal and still needs to be raised. It's a change, and it's different, and it was appealing to women. And I kind of got caught up in it for a moment, like, Scottish guys. But then a lady comes out and says that DV, domestic violence, I'm talking in code, that the rates of domestic violence in Scotland greatly plummeted and were reduced when the men left their country and came to the United States. They said that because the culture is based on alcohol, and like the Scots, came here, and it was in Boston. They're like, every establishment ran out of everything but something light that nobody wanted to drink. No one would drink that. I can't say, but it might come out of horses after they drink a lot of water. That's what I've heard. It's like, I didn't want to ever try it. So here we've got a culture based on alcohol. And that was what was put forward. So the shiny, the new shiny, the skirts, no underwear, men acting like men and not little girls who weren't raised wanting to be a woman. Holy shit. But then when the newness wears off, you're like, they're still incomplete humans. Men are still not fully human beings, and they can't pass on their genetics to a woman. This is something that has people who take genetics go, hey, we kind of know about this, but it's like the pilots who knew that the earth was flat for the longest time, but you just don't say it. And if you did, no one would listen. It's like the people get into the genetics and all, and they go, wait a minute, the man's DNA is never passed on, only parasites. It's parasitic. He just gives you parasites. And is an unnecessary step in making a baby. Because what a man, husband, boyfriend, let's not judge, but all a man is passing on is his. Now, ladies, listen. Before you have a baby, go do your own research. Don't believe anything I say. Go do your own research. Ask Fleur. Fleur knows this shit. She's fucking intelligent. She is just this big ball of intelligence. But you don't get his DNA. The baby that you have with a man is half his mother's. He passes on his mother's DNA because he doesn't have what it takes to make a baby. Men don't. They're incomplete humans. They can't create a life. They pass on their mother's DNA. So here's the deal. We've got parthenogenesis, which is a copy of you, which would be a nightmare for me. Oh, shit. Have a clone of myself as a... Okay, let's not think about that right now. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. I'm over it. A mini Kelli. Oh, shit. Let's do a clone of Kelli. Oh, God. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. Let's not clone Kelli. Could you imagine? Anyway. But then you've been told, and the guy is all like so proud. Look at the baby I made. No, you passed your mother's DNA. And that's what made half that baby from your side, is your mother's DNA. And since he came from his mother, it probably resembled him on some level. So parthenogenesis is basically you impregnate yourself and create a clone, and it's always a female. That's why the story of Jesus being a parthenogenesis type birth is complete and total bullshit. But you cannot produce male through parthenogenesis. It only clones the female. So ladies, let's think about this practically. And all jokes aside, all mother-in-law jokes aside, if you knew before you married this man or before you decide to have kids with him that you're not having his child, which for some of you might be a good thing, but to think, I am going to make half of a baby, the other half is coming from mother-in-law. Do you want to have a baby with this mother-in-law? Do you want half of this baby to come from the mother-in-law? If you're like, I don't get along with her, but you're going to have her baby. You're going to have a baby that's half hers. Man, this changes the game, doesn't it? When men are left out of this process, he's just passing his mother's DNA onto you. And then you've got a society that's based on him being the father. Now nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense at all. So, hey, Sarah, good to see you. Good to see you. Does this make sense? So, looking back, again, let's leave all the mother-in-law jokes out of this. But I'll just say that makes a lot of sense. Those were not my husband's children. That was his mother's children that I raised, that he took credit for. Not his children at all. It's his mother's children that was created. That changes everything. That changes everything in the decisions that women make in having children. Number one, if you want to do that kind of thing with a man, it doesn't seem to be much about the man more than it is his mother. Let's look at his mother and see if you want to make a baby with that thing. Do you want half of a baby with that? I'm asking for a friend. You don't have to say it out loud. And then, hold on. Sorry about that. It was that maintenance of the grounds. Maintenance came by and just stopped in their golf cart. It just stopped right there. It was no big deal. She couldn't handle it. The golf cars. She didn't give a crap about cars and pickups and all that. But she does care about these golf carts for some reason. Do they hear them differently? Does it bother them? Or is it just because there's more movement? Like, you can't see in the cars too much, but in the golf carts, you can see people moving in the golf carts. So let me make sure this wasn't someone texting me. What is this? Oh, I forgot about that. I'm glad I got a reminder. Yay. Okay. All those MRIs that I got on everything. I had 4 MRIs. Oh my God. But it's been a decade since all this stuff's been looked at. It's been a decade. But I got an appointment now to talk to the doctor about the MRIs. So I'm excited. Or one of them. There's 2 doctors. Even though it has to do with your bones and everything. Hey, come here. Here. Sits. Good girl. Oh, you guys that have puppies and everything, I've been buying these tough toys for her, and I don't want to pick it up right now because she'll get too excited. It's just the fabric is about all that's left of the FOX. I won't say the word. How did you know what I was talking about? She looked right at it when I spelled FOX. How did you know? I don't think I've ever spelled that before. I think she knows more than she's indicating. Okay, these toys, because they squeak, but she goes in there, she gets the squeak out, and then she just tears them up, and it's constantly picking up stuffing. Which, I'm a dog mom. That's what you do. You pick up stuffing out of your toys and all. But they have these crinkle toys. I don't think she knows the T word. They have these crinkle toys that's some kind of material that makes a sound, a crinkling sound, like a potato chip bag or something like that. It makes a crinkling sound like that while you're playing with it. And they're like, oh, this is better for your dogs because they're not you're not constantly picking up stuffing and stimulating and all that. So I just wanted to ask, you guys use these toys with your own dogs? And do they work? The ones that have those crinkly sounds. Every time you touch it, it crinkles and makes a sound. Over the stuffed animals, I'd like your opinion. Because if I'm going to, toys are not cheap. So if I'm going to go spend her birthday money on a toy, I want to make sure I get one that works. So, um, so yeah, we're going through a huge, huge transition right now. A huge transition. And in that transition, where there was, how do I talk about this? Because I don't know how to talk about this on YouTube without using code words. Hold on. Let me mute myself for just a second. Take care, puppy. I'll be right back. Sorry, we had a lot of barking. She does not like that golf cart. Hey, you did a good job getting in your plats. When I asked you to get in your plats, you did a good job. I'm going to give you a cookie. Here you go. You get a cookie for getting in your plats. So, in the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and shut the front door. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. Oh, he's in hospital. That's why she's upset. Yeah. The maintenance person is actually doing maintenance across the street. Okay. Okay, we'll taking care of puppy. Taking care of puppy. Now we can talk again. So thank you for your patience. We have, if she can't see him over there, she's pacing back and forth, but she'll calm down in a minute. Whew. So then, if we're looking at what do we do now? Is there anybody out there that's in a position to where you're like, what is the point in life? What's the point? What's the point? Because before we were always working for something. I'll just throw out one scenario. You fill in the blank with the rest. It's like, oh, the point in life is to go have babies with a man, graduate, go to school, get a job, get married, have kids. Like these were the goals in life. And you were always working at these goals because it's like, hey, men and women get together and then we're going to have a relationship. And it's hard. It's a lot of work. It's not natural. It doesn't work this way in nature. So you got to do a lot of work in these relationships and so forth. So even if it's uncomfortable and frustrating, and it's like, I can't trust my husband. He's always looking at other women because that's just what all men do. And all. There was even, okay, this is on TikTok. And I'm like, case in point. And he's like, I don't understand the algorithm of TikTok because this is my subject matter, which is like a serious-ish subject matter. Like, just all throughout insurance, let's say. It wasn't, I can't remember, but it's something boring like insurance. Like, stop. Good grief. So, I'm doing the insurance and I don't understand the algorithm because I go out here and I search for some top video or something like that, and I get this, and it's a woman with her boobs falling out of her top. And then, because he was complaining about the algorithm, that something was wrong with the algorithm. And at the same time, he was saying, now this, why would a TikTok put something like this on here? But thank you, TikTok. And maybe I did go on there and look, several times, and it, played over and over several times. And thank you, TikTok. This is a man talking about he was upset that the algorithm didn't reflect him because the number one was a woman with her boobs falling out of her top. And every other sentence he said was, thank you, YouTube, for that video of her, while simultaneously saying he didn't want that, and that didn't resemble, that algorithm didn't resemble his, what he's there for, while he's confirming that's why he's there. And I'm like, and we wonder why we're confused about stuff. Like, holy crap. So then we go from, in my research, do your own. Men and women don't go together. I know, Angela, seriously. Like, men and women don't go together. Genetically, if a man doesn't pass on his DNA to a woman, what's the point? If a woman is capable of having a baby by herself without a man or another woman, well, what's the point? What are these relationships for? Because my own personal experiences, that was enslavement. I was a slave to a system, a slave to a man, a slave to tasks, duties, labor. What do they call it? Labor, emotional labor, mental labor. I didn't get any benefits. It was typical narcissist, situation both times. My first husband was a Gen X, only like 2 or 3 years older than myself. So Gen X. That was horrific. We went into this, and I didn't think anything of it until the past few years and the 4B movement and everything. I didn't think about it, and I was young, and I didn't know any better. So we get into this marriage, and I'm 20. I get married when I'm 20 years old, and he's probably about 20. When was he born? So maybe it was a 2-year age difference, something like that, 2 or 3 years. So he's around 23 years old. And then he gets a job as a Kmart manager, right out of college. So he's doing the Kmart manager thing. And then I'm like, that doesn't matter. Anyway, we're, it's like, who does what? It's a discussion today. But in 1990, what do you have as a discussion for roles? You don't. You just do what your parents did. So, I assumed I was doing the cooking and, and all that stuff. And he would come home from work, and make sure he had food. I cooked for him. I did all the laundry. I cleaned the house. I did all the shopping. And yeah, made sure that his environment was, wonderful. While I was still going to school, I started a business, a salon. I opened a salon, and I was commuting and working my ass off. And so all of a sudden, he didn't want to work for Kmart anymore because he was a slave to Kmart. And you hit 40 years old, they find a reason to fire you so they don't have to pay managers and all. It's okay because they're gone, right, aren't they? They're not going to sue me for telling what happened. So, oh my God. So he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I had enough money, coming in from what I was doing that I could, make the car payment, the house payment, and all that from my income. I mean, in 1990, things were cheaper, and I bought a house at 20 and built a house, actually, at 20 years old, built a house. So things were quite different back then. But he didn't want to do that anymore, but he didn't know what he wanted to do in life. So he quit his job and I worked, but I was expected to come home. And he spent his time at the gym and watching soap operas and shit. But I was expected to come home and cook and clean and do the laundry. Like, he didn't pick up on all that shit because he wasn't working, because he was trying to find himself. It took 18 months to find himself. And he started with Kelli Services, and he was processing insurance claims. And that's what got him into insurance. And then he owned his own insurance company after that. Entrepreneur, owned his own insurance company, making good money. If you own the insurance company, you're making good money. So I was still expected to do everything, clean, but I'm like, I grew up with a maid. I grew up with someone who did all the stuff that you're wanting me to do. This is the lifestyle that I expected, is to have a maid. And so I could go out and just still work my fingers to the bone, but in overachieving, and doing what I want to do and all. And it was like, no. So then I get into the second marriage, and it's very similar. I did all the cooking, cleaning, and plus he was a hoarder. So I was always clearing paths and so forth, and undoing all the stuff that he did until the wreck, when I physically couldn't do it anymore. The wreck about 7-8 years ago. And all. So I'm like, okay, we've got a lot of money here. Let's hire a maid. So that only happened like once or twice. And he complained, and he was upset. And his philosophy was, if I can do it, I'm not going to hire someone to do it if I can. Which is, good economics and everything. And it makes it more affordable to be able to do a lot of stuff. But then when it's like, this is destroying my back. This is destroying my body. It's destroying me as a human being. My feelings, my emotions, and everything's destroyed. He didn't give a shit. He went free labor. So then he wouldn't pay for a maid anymore. So when I went on YouTube and I started I made $250,000 that one year that I was real famous on YouTube. I brought in $250,000 and plenty of money for a maid, and he wouldn't let me get one. And when I say he wouldn't let me get one, ladies, you know how that works. You can go out and get one, but he's going to make life so horrific that you don't do it anymore. Life isn't. In other words, they make life so awful it's not worth it. So then I tried to sneak around, and there was a neighbor who it was a weird situation to where I think he broke up with his girlfriend or something like that, and I don't think he had a job. Anyway, he was staying with his parents, and he wanted money and everything, and so I was like, he was a kid, and I was like, do you mind cleaning my house? And he's like, no, I'll do anything. Oh, he did such a good job, you guys. The house was spotless and it looked amazing. But I'm like, okay, you've got to come between these times because, my husband can't know that you're doing this. I'm going to pretend like I cleaned the house and everything. And then while he was cleaning the house, I was getting all my work done. All my, whatever, like YouTube stuff or whatever, actually getting to do work and all. So, I think it was about the third time, because I had him come like once a week and do a thorough, sealing the floor clean. And he was very reasonable in what he charged and everything. And I had the money. So, and it was making my life better. My life was getting better. I was happier. I wasn't having to do all the stuff. And he helped me with some food prep as well. And I paid him for that because I had plenty of money. That's what I was doing. And, my husband, he was suspecting something that was going on. He suspected, I was like, why is the house so clean? And I don't know. It was like, maybe not the way I cleaned or something. Like something was cluing him in that something was going on. And then we had the security cameras. And he put up, this is how paranoid he was. He had problems, you guys, big problems. He was terrified of everything. and so then he was angry about everything. So we had 32 cameras, you guys. 32 cameras. Well, he was suspecting something was going on, so we went back and looked and saw this neighbor, coming over and everything. So he was like, "You're cheating on me." I'm like, like, the house is spotless. You think that he had time to cheat with me? Really? He worked his fingers to the bone, you guys. I mean, those showers look like they were just installed. So I'm like, I'm not cheating. What? So he made it all about I was cheating, and if he comes over again, bad stuff will happen to me. So I don't think he thought I was cheating. He didn't want someone else to clean that house but me. He wanted me cleaning that house. That's so fucked up in the head to have all of this money and expect me to clean the house when I could pay someone to do it. But that's what narcissists do. They've got to have you in a miserable position. Otherwise, you'd leave them. And he was so upset because I had $250,000 is, I could go have my own apartment or house or whatever. And it scared him. And then he started sabotaging me financially, which I'm learning all kinds of stuff now about narcissists, and some of it was illegal and things you could actually sue people over, causing problems in your life. So he basically sabotaged me financially. And within 3 years of making $250,000, I made $12,000. That's what I made all year, $12,000. That was it. After all his sabotage, like, he kept stealing the cord to my computer. He would take my cord to my computer and stuff. Do you guys remember? I probably didn't talk about that at the time, back then. But that's the stuff he would do. He'd just take my stuff and all. So, So then I'm always working. There's always something to do in a relationship when you're thinking, well, he looks at other women and he's like, oh, I'm sitting here visualizing and fantasizing of what it would be like with the two of you together. This is shit he's telling me. And I'm supposed to be all like happy about this. When you're like a fucking lizard, you can go like fuck a rock and just move on. Oh my God. And then I think the ones that are neurospicing are the ones that get caught up in this more than the others. Excuse me, puppy. Excuse me. Oh. My hot, tasty beverage, not hot anymore. Automatic shut off. It's not hot anymore. Oh. So, but now, ladies, fortunately, we're all talking to each other. And we're giving each other this information. Like when a man comes up and says, "You're so pretty," you're confused because you're in your sweats, no makeup on, and here's a big pimple on the end of your nose. And they're like, "You're so pretty." It's a lie. But now that we're talking to each other, women are talking to each other, instead of trying to pretend like your life was better than it was, because you're living in hell and everybody else looks like they're doing fine, but they're pretending too. They're all pretending too. I didn't know. I did not know. But so now, someone like me, 56 years old, I'm going to run my fucking mouth. Because if there's any female out there that can be saved from this system of slavery, please listen. Please listen. You're having a baby with your mother-in-law. He will constantly be looking at other women and want to fuck them, no matter who it is. Even if they control themselves and don't do it, they're thinking it. I don't want to in a relationship like that. If this is to be expected of me, this is a big deal to give this to you. That's a big deal. And then you want to do that with other women. Yeah, fuck you. I'm better off single. If you're going to sit there and want to fuck all these other women, go fucking do it and leave me alone. But if this is a loyalty thing and this is what is expected in a marriage, it never happened. It was all of them. All of them. Every single one of them. Like, you've got a man you think is worthy and all of that. A woman takes her blouse off and there's her boobs. He's all like, oh. Oh no. Oh, anyway, I mean, there's a lot of relationships where the husband and wife does whatever the fuck they want, none of my business. But that's not what I was told a relationship's about. So I kind of, like any other autistic, following the rules. Let's be faithful to each other. Oh, you weren't. Oh, you're looking at all these people wanting to do this stuff to them? No. No. And then constantly being worried about, is he going to cheat on me? And it's like, oh, we haven't done the deed in a week. He's probably going to go find someone else. Because that's every single man. This is what I found out. Every man, but maybe that 1 in a million. All it takes is a certain amount of time. And they're going to go with another woman because it's a need. It's a need. So, ladies, my opinion, here's my opinion. If a man leads with needs, it's like, what about the sex thing? Well, I have needs. It's like, next. There's a man and he's got his dick cut off. Hold on, let me think about that. Whoa. No, I still wouldn't date him. Ew, gross. He'd still be wishing he had a dick to go fuck that woman over there. That wouldn't work either. And the ones that's like, well, it doesn't work. I'm sure they want to try. Well, let's see if it does. No. See, this is what I got tired of. Because, we've got parts and pieces that have fun sometimes, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm going to have to turn the air conditioner on, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to have to do it for a minute. I apologize about the sound if it's loud. The sun is continuing to come out. And this is not cool pajamas. I mean, they're summer pajamas, but they're not linen, they're hard. So I like to have fun, but I like to have fun when I want to have fun, the way I want to have fun. But alone or not, yeah, stay single, Angela. If I want to go have fun, I want to go have fun. But what I find mostly in marriage, and you don't count. It has everything to do with him and on his schedule. And so then what's the point? Because he has needs. So basically, you are getting stripped of your life force. Absolutely stripped of your life force and getting nothing back. Nothing back. And then you still have to get dinner on the table. I'm done. And then there are terms for women who don't want to do that. But I don't want to be with a man with parasites that can't control that. No. I also see in my research, do your own. I see that women who like women. It's my observation. That's it. Don't believe anything I say. Go do your own research. When I'm looking at men who prefer men, women who prefer women, every time I research it, there's parasites involved. And it was an in-law that I had. There was a family member who, when they were younger, dated men or boys or, whatever, when they were younger, and they got to a certain age after eating macaroni and cheese for a decade and probably completely overpopulated with, what is that? With parasites and all, has this, then now couples up. I don't think he ever got married, but coupled up with a woman and started going through that phase. And it was like, well, this is interesting. But she got bigger and bigger and bigger, like blew up, got diabetes and stuff from all the macaroni and cheese that her grandma gave her, because grandma didn't give a shit about anything but love me, you're not awesome. Here's your candy and what, it doesn't matter. And anyway, so she was basically a victim to grandma, and then it happened to my child. Yeah. Watch those mother-in-laws, you guys. So don't have babies with those mother-in-laws. Don't do it. Don't do it. So it looks like she just destroyed her grandchild through macaroni and cheese and such, just letting her eat whatever she wanted, and processed foods and so forth, in places where parasites come from. That it looks like we've got, men liking men and women liking women, and parasites are in the middle of it. So in this, she gets diabetes. She goes in and she completely changes her diet. She loses a ton of weight, loses interest in women, and starts dating men again. She got rid of all those parasites. Started dating men. So in my research, I found that these attractions are parasitic. And there are several men who are attracted to men who have done parasite cleanses, and they're like, what happened? I'm not attracted to men anymore. See, what I'm finding is, what is love? A man and a woman getting married. Fucking parasites and chemicals. It's chemistry. Once you get, here's the weird thing about not eating for 3 weeks. I didn't eat for 3 weeks. I got rid of parasites and everything. I hardly had any emotions at all. It was so peaceful. I was not out of control emotionally in any direction. I didn't have these cravings, or it was a weird way to live. You're like, what do I eat today? Oh, I'm craving macaroni and cheese. And then you go eat it. It wasn't you craving it. It's the parasites saying, give me some macaroni and cheese. I'm hungry. Oh, let's poop and pee inside of Kelli. And then maybe we'll get macaroni and cheese. Anyway, that is what I've observed. People who clear those parasites are no longer attracted in that form or fashion. And so me, I got rid of parasites, and I wasn't attracted to men or women. Nothing. I mean, women are beautiful, but I'm not going to go down that road. I mean, no offense, ladies, but it's not. Why would I go outside of myself for love? If it didn't work with a man, why would I go outside of myself for love with a woman? I'm still not going to love myself anymore with a woman. Anyway, these are just my thoughts. And now we're going to play at least women from a woman's perspective of, I'm not going to date a man anymore. So what's the point in life? It's not that there's no point in life, which I can't find one at the moment, really. But when you are taught and trained to, these are your goals, constantly be working towards your goals and everything. If that's been a thing, and then you get into a place where you let go of all of that, you let go of relationships, you let go of everything. So now that you're used to doing instead of being, what do I do next? And then we can't figure out anything to do that's meaningful. Now, was that stuff meaningful before? I don't know, but it was expected. It was a program. So now that you let go of the programming and you get to decide on your own what you do, now it's like, it's someone who's been in prison so long and they've been told what to do in prison. They get out of prison, they don't know what to do. They reoffend just to go back into prison. Because they can't handle making their own decisions. Does that feel similar? Like, let me get back into a prison of a relationship so I can feel more comfortable. Because this is the hardest thing in the world, to sit here and try and decide, what would I like to do with my life? Okay, let me cool down in here. Excuse me, puppy. Excuse me. Thank you. It did. It turned off right when I went over there before I turned it off. So perfect. So if you're having difficulty trying to figure out, what do I do with my future? What do I do with my life? One thing you could do is join my member section. It's $6.99. You have access to all of my workshops so far, and all the new workshops that I'm doing are in that member section. That's something you can do for lack of knowing what to do. And in those workshops, you're going to be letting go and allowing. And getting more in a state of being instead of trying to figure out what to do. Decide what to do. I'm going to do the workshops. There's something to do because we're used to doing, right? We've been programmed to do instead of be. So let's work with that. So when we're starting to let go of all of it. Are you eating a rock? I think that's the only thing I saw down there on the floor. I just hadn't picked it. It's a little pebble. I saw it when I walked by a while ago. I'm like, I'll pick it up when I'm finished. And she's sitting here playing with it. That's okay. I learned my lesson. Next time, don't ignore it. Pick it up. Hey, Mindy. Yes, like everything is a parasite, a data tracker, demons on your back sucking the loosh out of you. But I'm sorry to laugh, Mindy. It's like I can so relate to that. But the beauty when you take my workshops, again, go to the member section. It's $6.99 a month. That's it. And you have access to. I don't remember how many hundred videos that I deleted on the God Bubble, and you guys were like, I wanted to watch that one again. They're all in the member section. Everything that I took off of the God Bubble YouTube in public, I put in there. I put all my workshops. Again, do you mind checking and seeing if the Sparkling Star workshop is in there? Because I want to make sure the plasma, I'm almost 100% sure the plasma workshop is in there. And I want to make sure the Sparkling Star workshop is in there. If you join today in the members section and you want to do those workshops, I would recommend doing the plasma state first and then the Sparkling Star. It's going to be easier. That's for most people, it's easier to do it that way. If it works for you the other way, great. But I don't want you to get in there and go, oh, this is hard. I don't want to do it. I give up. If you do the Sparkling Star first, I don't want that to happen. So it makes more sense in one, like the realizing like, oh, I'm in plasma. That's the plasma workshop. It's like, I'm finding that I'm in plasma. Wow. And then the Sparkling Star is like, oh, I am in the form of a toroidal field, which is basically a sparkling star in the plasma. So see how the plasma state kind of goes before the Sparkling Star thing. So it's, if you do that, do that. And then the money manifestation workshop is part 1 and 2. And then there's a money manifestation meditation. Do that afterwards. It's like after you learn all of the techniques and everything, then I've got the meditation, which is not really a meditation. It's just going through an exercise. But people like the word meditation, so I put it on there. So you're just going through the exercise. And I take you through the exercise without explaining how to let go of this and that and the other. That's what the money manifestation workshop is for, teaching you all the techniques. And then the meditation, if you just, and I'm thinking that meditation, the actual exercise starts in about 10 minutes. I do about 10 minutes of prefacing, just in case you forgot, here's some of this information in case you forgot, and now let's do the exercise. So if you do the meditation later, just start at 10 minutes on the meditation. So anyway, you guys, we talked for 3.5 hours. How did this happen? Well, you guys that were looking for the activities and all for the clumsiness, stuttering, the writing, the habits, and all of that, it's towards the beginning of this video. And if you do the activities and all, and it's not working for you, please write to me, Kelli at kellycoffee.com. Just tell me exactly what you did and what you think happened, why it didn't work, or whatever, and I'll do another video. So, but you guys have got to let me know if it works or not. These techniques and these examples. And if they don't, let's clarify. Let's do another video. And let's do all the exercises again. It's like, oh, Kelli, all the other ones worked, but the clumsiness. I got rid of a habit. My writing's better. My stuttering's gone, but I'm still dropping stuff. So it's like, oh, okay, 3 more people wrote me about that. Let's do another video on clumsiness and go over that again. Like I'll do that. So, oh my gosh, I had such a good time with you guys today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you so much. And I love you guys that are the member. I mean, I love everybody. I don't. But you guys are members. I'm enjoying the crap out of doing videos in there. And in the morning, like 10 or 11 o'clock Mountain Time, you guys who are members, does this sound like a good time to do live workshops? Like that's basically what we're doing. It's like you guys come in there, and I've got a general idea of what we're doing. I'm letting go, allowing, and healing. And when you get into this members area, and then we're doing this live one, you're like, oh, Kelli, I've had a hard time sleeping. I've got conflict with my neighbor and all. And so we might be like, oh, okay, what if this was self-reflective and you've got conflict with yourself? What would it feel like just for 5 minutes if we let go of that? And so that's how these workshops evolve when you guys get in there. Does that make sense? So it's geared towards you. So for lack of a place to start, we start letting go of stuff and all. But if you guys mention that there's something going on, usually the human resonance is saying the same thing, and other people are feeling the same energy, but it comes out like, oh, I've got anxiety over my relationship. And someone else is like, I've got anxiety over my... I'm trying to act like something's no big deal because there's a huge noise right outside the window that might upset her. I think it's just the maintenance crew and one of their like big tractors or something. That's what it's on. Okay, she's cool. She's cool. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. so you guys that are in the members area, mountain time, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock ish, are these good times for these workshops to do? Because I would love your feedback in these workshops and to gear them around you, and they'll be so timely for other people. So people are like, oh, well, I've got my problems, but they might not be like anybody else. But the energy is the same. The energy is the same. It's like, I feel really rejected. I got rejected at work. I didn't get the promotion. And someone else is like, hey, I was in this friend group, this small friend group of mine. They went out and they didn't invite me. So see how they're different details, but it's still rejection. And that's why it works, is as you guys in the workshops, if you're doing them live or whatever, as you heal, people who are watching these videos later, like that are in the members area, they might not be able to watch it till the next day or the afternoon or something. They're going to go, gosh, I felt rejected today too. Like I submitted this picture in this art contest, and they're like, don't quit your day job. And I got rejection. Oh, does it work, Melinda? Oh, good. So I'll schedule them roughly. Do you guys want to, as far as notice, are you on call where I can get up early that morning and go, here's the link for 2 or 3 hours from now? Is that enough for you guys? Are you checking it that much, or would you prefer the day before? Sometimes I don't know the day before, and I wake up going, oh my gosh, the human resonance, let's do a workshop, and that might happen. So is that, and I know about it real early. Before I do these, I usually know early in the day, maybe at least an hour or so before we do the workshop. So if that's enough, and then if you miss it, there's still the replay if you miss it. So, oh, thank you, Brian. It's good talking to you too. And oh, thank you. Always fun, and always laugh. Oh God, Angela. I don't want to know what you were laughing at. Thanks, Angela. Aw. Time frame works for me, says the Melinda. Good. All right, you guys. Oh, and you guys that are in the members area, I think you can send, sorry, it's hot, messages through YouTube. I don't know how quickly I can get the messages when you put a comment or whatever. I try to check those at least once a day for the comments and all. But there's an email address down below that I will hear when your email comes in. Whether I'm away from home, I'll hear it on my phone, or if I'm at home, I'll hear it on my computer. So if you write me emails, it usually gets to me easier and faster than all the other ways, and I may miss it. If it was that one time a day I check it, I might miss it. So let me know if it's like, hey, Kelli, I have been watching the football games, and I've been having these feelings watching the football games of XYZ and 1, 2, 3. Well, hey, now let's do a workshop about that. And let's start this process of letting go till we get to the feelings. It's like, oh, when I was a child, this happened. That makes sense now. There was this fear that was always there, and I've been lashing out in anger. Oh, it makes sense. And it was just that when this football, concept came up, it triggered, XYZ. It wasn't about the football game. It was about XYZ and 1, 2, 3. So then we do a lot of letting go and allowing until we let go of it because of this. Why did that football game? Why did I get so mad when that thing happened? And the referee was all like, the player was all like, and I got mad. Why? So we'll do workshops around all of that. Because if you're dealing with anger, there's probably someone else that's angry about something else. They're like, oh my God, this cake pop drama. I'm so mad about this thing. And then, why are you so mad? Well, because there was this fear of someone that I think is better than me or bigger than me that's going to shit on me. So I got mad. So it doesn't matter what the trigger is. Or anybody, but how fickle everything is on YouTube. How fickle. Because it was all like, I'll name names. Oh, this is just funny drama. They're taking it in stride. Like Cakes by Katie, and then Sweet Treats by Ashley, and the craziness that followed. And then they're like, oh, Cakes by Katie, she's so mean and she's a bully, and all. That was a lesson there. And then the other one was like, why am I being bullied? And then she got like sympathy follows and stuff. She had some good content. But then she reposted some random, okay, I've got to, how do I say the word without saying the word? Magi. No, that's not close enough. I don't even know. Hold on. Let me see if AI can. There we go. I couldn't think of anything clever, so I was getting AI to do it for me. So I'm not giving you the actual letters. An acronym for, I'm going to give you another acronym. I gave it some suggestions. Okay. So she reposts something from a group, and I think the group is called The Mouths Always Get Angry, or Mostly Arguing, Grifting Always, or Meltdowns Are Getting Absurd. Oh, yeah. Picking up. Make Arguments Go Anywhere. Mad Again, Grumpy Always. This is why I have fun with AI. Merch and Grievance Again. More Angry Grandpa Antics. Misinformation and Gravy Addiction. Oh my God. Mostly Angry Guys Assembling. Oh, that's my favorite so far. Mostly Angry Guys Assembling. Okay, make America gripe again. Massive attitudes, giant assumptions. My aunt got agitated. Many arguments, giant amnesia. Meme army getting agitated. Making accountability go away. I needed this today. Mostly aggrieved, generally annoying. Now the adults grumbling aggressively. More outrage, grift available. It likes the word grift. Men always getting agitated, or is the favorite. Make accountability go away. That's pretty. These are pretty accurate. Mal's always getting angry. Make America gripe again. That is so fucking funny. Okay. Anyway, that's the acronym in different words. Anyway, so she reposts Sweet Treats by Ashley. Reposts this acronym video that has a orange-haired person in it, or it's talking about an orange-haired person and support. And so then the audience like turns on her. Oh, you're supporting this person. And I don't know, there were like 20 or 30,000 unfollows right after that. And then her number climbed up again. I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot. I learned a lot like that. It's my own opinion, that Cakes by Katie, she reminded me of the girls that were always mean to me. They're like, I'm better than you, but she looks like she let herself go. And so for me, it was someone that, was like bigger than their britches, getting humbled. And that was healing for me. It was really healing for me. I don't know, in my world, I call them soccer moms. These groups of women who would like cluster together, and I never was in those groups. And they were all dressed alike, the soccer moms. They were all dressed alike. They all looked, in my opinion, they all looked ridiculous. Drive a minivan, wear, those, every generation calls them something different, but the pants that go like mid-calf that show the ankle, like they were all doing that. They were all dressed in the uniform. And I didn't, and I was never a part of that group. Am I the only one that didn't get along with soccer moms? I'm like, to me, that was their identity. And they dressed the part. I don't even remember why I was telling you that. Oh, because the Cakes by Katie reminded me of the soccer mom, the average soccer mom that rejected me. That rejection. It's nothing to do with soccer moms, does it? It's just rejection. And she was intimidating and bullying someone's small. And for me, it was like, well, the soccer moms would get together and make fun of me or belittle me because I didn't give a shit about making cookies for the bake sale. I didn't give a flying fuck about any of that stuff that they valued. I don't know, I grew up differently. my parents they got pissed off when the school would have us doing these projects to make money. Like they would get I remember one year as the band to make money for something. I don't remember what it was. To make money, they sold pizzas as a fundraiser. We sold pizzas, so we'd go door to door and sell them. And then when everything was said and done, whenever the deadline was, this big truck, came and delivered all of these frozen pizzas, and then we delivered them to all the people that bought them. So you were expected to sell XYZ number of pizzas, these frozen pizza box kits and stuff. You were expected to sell a certain number, that you had like a quota in the band of selling all this stuff. And it really pissed my parents off because I was an overachiever and they wanted me to overachieve in other areas, not going door to door and selling. And it was also because of, I had like all these holes in my heart and all this physical stuff, to where the doctor was like, do not let her go outside if it's under a certain temperature. So it was that time of the year, I don't know, it was October, November, or whatever. And temperature wise, I wasn't even allowed outside to go knock on people's doors. And that's how you did it. You didn't do it through the internet. You went and knocked on your neighbor's door and asked them to buy your shit. So, what in the world? So, my parents, they were mad. and and they're like, okay. What a lot of the parents did was they would buy the pizzas to meet the quota. Like they would buy all these pizzas. If the child wasn't able to sell the pizzas, the parent would buy the pizzas to meet the child's quota. So they were paying all of this money. So my mom, she was a no nonsense kind of person. She's just like, let's fix this. And my mom went throughout life assuming that whatever she wanted, she got, and she did. Like, life is not going to be this way. I'm going to go. Like when I started driving was I 12? Like, how old are you in seventh grade? Yeah, about 12. I was going to be driving at 12 years old. Like my peers were driving. They lived in the country, farming and ranching and stuff like that. So they got hardship license. And you had to be, I forgot what their criteria was. You had to live outside the city limits or there's something. There was a criteria. But then they were getting their driver's licenses at 12 years old. And they called it a hardship license. And they were driving themselves to school at 12. And my parents were like, it would sure be better if she could drive herself to school and everything. So mom went down. I'm going to open the door. Mom went down to, get a hardship license and everything. And they're like, well, you don't qualify because you don't live within X number of miles in the country. Or again, I don't remember what the requirement was, but I didn't meet it because I was in the city limits and I was within a certain, within 1 mile or something like that of the school. And, my mom went, and most of the police officers in town were her students when she was a high school teacher. So she already knew all the police officers anyway. But she went, just how things work in a small town, you guys. So she went to that police station. She brought me in there. So I got to witness all this. And she said, it's my daughter, Kelli. She's 12. And she's going to be driving. And you're not going to stop her. And she said, now, if she's where she's not supposed to be, or she's breaking the law, or she's speeding, or something, yes. But you're not going to stop her because she's 12 and she's driving. And my mom went down and told those police officers what they were going to do. And they said, yes, ma'am. So I drove. I did get one speeding ticket, and it's not like how parents would react today. I had to pay in lots of ways for that ticket. I tell you, my driving privileges were gone for 3 months. They took away my driving privileges for 3 months. Regretted it not long after that because they were now my taxi. But I didn't like it, and I never spent again after that. But this is how we go through life. Do we go through life just saying, this is the way it is? And that's the way it is. What was I even talking about? Sorry, I got off on these tangents with the pizza and shit. So my mom, kind of like, I make my life, I make my own rules, I do whatever I want. That was my mom. People loved her, respected her, and she did whatever she wanted. So she went to, the band person and said, Kelli can't go out and sell door to door and sell these pizzas. She can't do that, because of her health and everything. And then he said, well, then you've got to buy her quota or something like that. And so she said, we're not doing that. We're not buying these pizzas. We don't eat pizzas. We don't eat food like that. We're not buying pizzas. What is the profit that you would have made off of whatever the quota was? For a certain number of pizzas that you sell, the school gets a certain amount of money for these pizza kits. They're cut. That's, the profit or whatever. You get that. So she asked basically what the profit was. on these pizzas, and it was around $20, which was a lot of money back then. $20 was a lot of money. So he said, oh, the profit would be about, $20. So my mom got a $20 bill out and handed it to him and said, here you go. Kelly's done. She's done with her part. That was my parents' idea, that my child is not going to go out there and raise money for this and go sell shit and do all that. I don't saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that that's the way I was raised. Is I'm not doing this shit, and everything's negotiable. I grew up thinking everything is negotiable, including driving without a license. Yeah. And not doing what teachers tell you to do. No, there's a quota. You have to sell this many pizzas. I'm just going to donate the profit. And then we're done. So I don't know why I told you that. I completely forgot whatever my point was. What was I talking about in the first place? Do I ever remember person? No, my remember person's probably gone. Let's see if she. Like you can hear the crushing of the rocks under the wheel. Anyway, guys, I'll let you go. We've been here almost 4 hours. We had such a good time. And I hope this is helpful to you. Even the random story at the end that I forgot my point. But then there was another point in the middle of it. Is don't fucking take life as it is. Life is what you make it. And my mom went through life thinking everything's negotiable. And she's just going to do whatever she wants. And she did. If my daughter's going to drive, my daughter doesn't have a license, but she's going to be driving her car, and I'm going to go tell them. And that's just the way life's going to be. My daughter doesn't have a quota on the pizza. I'm going to donate the profits. Don't accept life as it is. It is that way because just some random person made a decision to do it this way. You don't have to do it. And maybe that's Sagittarius. It's like, fuck this shit. Do what the fuck I want. You don't tell me what to do. Fuck you and fuck your fucking fuck. Or something like that. So go on and make the world that you're living in. Don't accept the way things are. We're letting go of that. It's not perfect. Yeah. But let's start. There's one thing. Well, these are the rules, Kelly. We can't. What rules? What rules? It's like, well, Kelly, there's this hierarchy in the office that if something happens, you come to me first. You don't go to the head guy first. And then I go talk to the head person. And I get fired. Not because of that, right? Anybody in HR? What was that called? We get fired for it, but that's not what they fire you for. Is for not respecting the chain of command. We just basically get a bunch of mediocre people trying to hold on to their jobs. But they can't have someone going over them. It's like, oh no, that means I didn't do my job. It's like, why do we even have hierarchy in these businesses? It's ridiculous. Why don't we work together? It would be so much better if we just worked together in these businesses. Instead of everybody has a role, and if they're not there, oh well. When I see women run a business together, they collaborate and they come together and have a good solution. In a male-dominated business, everybody has their separate roles. And isn't that how society is? Go to school so you can be this kind of a doctor, or that kind of a doctor, or this kind of a doctor, or that kind of a doctor, or this kind of a doctor, or that kind of a doctor. It's like, the fuck? It's so specialized. We specialize in nothing. We specialize in not know. See, when they're like, how could all these people participate in this project and not know what the final thing is? Well, this particular doctor doesn't know anything about your toes. You have to go to a toe doctor. And it's like, oh, hi, toe doctor. I'm having these problems with my eyes. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a toe doctor. So we're so specialized we can't see the forest for the trees. All these trees are the different types of doctoring. But if we take a step back and we look at the forest, it's like, oh, there's everything all together. Isn't that wonderful that we can do that? The society that has to title everything, label it, categorize it, and then you have to do one specific thing. For what? So you can pay your bills. That's why. So you can continue to eat and have shelter and exist. Here's some good news. Here's some good news for you guys. You don't have to pay for your existence. You've been tricked with the timing. The universe was going to take care of you anyway. Make sure you survive because you're creating the universe. This whole thing falls apart if you don't exist anymore. So it's very important that you stay alive. Does that make sense? So your video game is going to make sure you stay alive. It's going to make sure you have money, food, and shelter. And you might be uncomfortable every now and then. You're still here, right? You're still here. You might have got your feelings hurt, but you're still here. The universe makes sure that you're going to make it. So what happens is, well, the universe is going to make sure you're fed and clothed and everything. But we are going to brainwash you since birth into getting a job and telling you can't live without that job and without that money and all. We're going to tell you that. The universe was going to give you food and shelter and all that anyway. But because you've been in this, I have to go to work and make money thing, you go to work and you make money, that money pays for shelter and food. You think that that's where the support comes from, is the job and the money. And that's good news. That when you take a step back and go, listen, I'm not going to play this game anymore. Like, I'm going to have to work all these extra hours to make ends meet and everything. Fuck it. And somehow ends are met. Or if they're not, then you let go of something that was really weighing you down. I mean, I tested this theory one time. I was so pissed. It's like, feels like I have to put in all this work, and then the money comes, and then work, and here comes the money. Fuck that shit. I'm going to the beach. And I went to the beach that day. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even going to work. I'm not going to try. I get home and $800 came in. $800. Boom. While I was at the beach. That right there was like, the universe is going to take care of me. So then I've been following my heart, and the universe has made sure I'm okay. Anyway, I can support you guys. Anyway, I can support you guys before I say goodbye. I hope this has been helpful. I know it's been lengthy, but if you're only here for 20 minutes, it was probably that 20 minutes that you were here to hear. You were here to hear, and screw all the rest. If you want the techniques and everything, play this again towards the beginning. I think I preface for about 20 minutes or so before we do the techniques. So we just chat. I mean, it's good conversation, but if you're wanting the techniques, I think you guys, isn't it 20 minutes in or so? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. But I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. And oops, I wasn't ready. Oh, my hot tasty beverage, I think, is ready. I can smell it. It smells good. All right, you guys, there we go. All right, so I love you guys. And I guess I'll see you on the next.
Realm of dreams where the stars align. Kelli Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her thought bubble we soar through the night. Exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. adventure.